owner of Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
New poll findings reveal that more than half of all registered voters see the mainstream media as a threat to American democracy.
A New York Times Siena College poll published Tuesday found 59% of voters view the media as a major threat to democracy, while 25% said the press is a minor threat and only 15% said they pose no threat. The divide fell sharply along partisan lines, with 87% of voters who supported former President Trump in 2020 indicating they view the media as a major threat, while 33% of Biden voters during that election cycle say the same thing. Overall, 71% of voters agree that democracy is under threat, while only 7% of voters rank a threat to democracy as a major issue this midterm election cycle. Bernie Bennett reporting.
A 57-year-old Oklahoma man is scheduled to receive a lethal injection today for killing his 9-month-old daughter in 2002. The execution will likely take place despite claims by his attorneys that he is mentally ill. Townhall.com. Taxpayers will be getting bigger standard deductions for 2023.
All 7 federal income tax bracket levels will be revised upward as the government allows people to shield more of their money from taxation because of persistently high inflation. For couples who file jointly for tax year 2023, the standard deduction increases to $27,700. That's up $1,800 from tax year 2022. Single taxpayers and married people filing separately will also see their standard deduction rise. John Scott reporting.
There's more evidence that U.S. air travel is roaring back from pandemic lows in early 2020. American Airlines is reporting a $483 million profit for the third quarter as planes were mostly full and fares were higher over the summer months. Delta and United have also reported hefty profits. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it.
One day closer.
Almost there.
Getting close.
We're weekend adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite there.
No.
But you can smell it.
We're bumped up next to it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking about it now.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, okay. Because, and now we're starting to get into, Premiere Week on TVs and stuff. So, Thursday night, so it's all getting good in the world of things to not, goof off with.
It's funny. Most people are going the cable, cutting the cable route.
Mm-hmm.
Going strictly to streaming services. Mike is one of the only people that makes me want to reconnect to cable. Only because only because you're like a true small screen connoisseur. You find things.
I do.
But you tend to find things with like one episode samples. Like where you'll talk about this great series, and then I'll go and try to look online, and they'll give you a taste.
Yeah.
It's from Vice. It's almost like the people who make Vice are like drug dealers. They know the system. It's like, we'll give you the first taste for free because we know you're going to be hooked.
Well, Vice, I mean, it does have a...
It is Vice. It makes sense. It was right there the whole time. He's going to put the pieces together.
Between that and Habit. but yeah, good TV now and all that. So, matter of fact, I'm excited because last night on Vice, weirdly enough, Wednesday night's my favorite night because, well, they had the season finale of Dark Side of Comedy last night.
Oh, was it the finale already?
Yeah,
wow.
So I've got it recorded on the DVR because my wife doesn't watch these.
I think
so
once now that the season's done, maybe they'll put it up on Hulu.
Maybe, yeah, now that they've gone through. And then the new episode of Icons Unearthed, The Simpsons, was on last night. So I've got that waiting for me at the Casa.
Wednesday's a good night.
That's what I'm saying. So like Thursday, I'm like, gonna be good lunch today, Ted. I got something to watch, you know.
Yeah, now that the missus is back at the office.
Yeah, my wife's back to work now. I got freedom.
Your TV is all freed up.
My lunchtime, I don't have to watch the news anymore.
Didn't you feel so informed, though? No, still no.
Well, that's just it. They give you an hour of news, but it's only a half hour news. So you get the same news twice in an hour, and I'm like, why are we still here?
Right. And the important part you're going to get before the first break.
Yeah.
The second break is usually just an opinion piece, and then the third is sports and weather.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
And I don't know. And half the news is not news I need.
Yep.
I really don't care what car accident happened on Unser and Coors. Or, you know what I mean? I just don't care.
Right.
I mean, you know,
25 going to be backed up for an hour and a half.
If I lived in Albuquerque, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to know this information. But here in Roswell, not so much.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like TV.
It is kind of odd that they're still like, they still do like, you know, traffic updates on TV just because you're getting that on your phone. I mean.
Speaking of TV last night, I had a moment.
Did you?
So it was Young Sheldon was on, and we're watching it. And the scene on Young Sheldon was the neighbor. He's got a little chicken coop, and Sheldon's mom was going over visiting the neighbor, and the neighbor's like, "You want a chicken? I kill you a chicken you take home, you know, for dinner tonight." She goes, "Let me pick a chicken out for you." And then she leaves, and he's going, and then he's in the chicken coop, and he's looking at, "All right, which one of you don't want to live any longer?" And he goes, "You," and picks that one. And I at that moment, I'm like, dang, that's messed up. And then I realized, as I said, dang, that's messed up. I reach over and, which chicken nugget do I want off my plate right now?
Right?
And I just caught myself in that moment, like, dang, that's messed up.
It's terrible when you got to put a face on it.
But at that moment, I'm like, all right. Oh, because I got you. Eeny, meeny, miny, that nugget.
There it is.
It was just, and it was one of those moments of life, you know, imitating art. You know, but it was just, that's messed up. I didn't say it out loud. It was in my head.
You just thought it.
And then I looked over like,
started the process.
And then I picked up a nugget and started dipping. And I said, oh wait.
It'd be a little different if you were watching Dahmer or something.
That's true. That would have been.
At that point, then the irony would have been a little bit more palpable.
That was the week before watching Dahmer with popcorn on.
Steak fingers.
Oh, spaghetti.
What are you eating? What are you eating while you watch Dahmer? Mostly livers and gizzards.
Yeah. Nice pate.
That's right.
But yeah, I caught myself doing that last night. It was just kind of funny.
They say, I don't know this for a fact, but I've heard tell that the closest approximation to human flesh is pork.
Wow.
I've heard people say that again, I don't know who these experts are, but they say that the closest
I'm assuming
approximation.
they're talking to people like Dahmer, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Cannibals, I don't know. Refined, or I guess cannibals who turn their life around.
You know, that there's a scene in the Dahmer series on Netflix where the neighbors, you know, kind of back and forth, they in the room smelling and all that. And I guess Jeffrey tried to make peace with the neighbor, and he was coming over to tell him, explain how it was cooler. And then he brought a sandwich over. And he goes, I think it's pulled pork. He goes, she's like, it's pulled.
It's pulled Paul.
Could you imagine you're the neighbor Jeffrey Dahmer and he brings you over a sandwich?
That's rough, man. It's a hard sell. It's going to be a no from me, dog. What's that, a meat pie? Pass. Yeah. Hard pass. How come none of your meats are in flat form? How come they're always like pulled, pulverized meats?
Yeah, so as soon as you said that, I was thinking that scene in the movie. I was like, oh, yeah. Let me give you the rundown.
On that note,
before I just go off the rails completely. We're going to replay an interview this hour. We had Ray Stevenson from Alien City Dragway join us. Also, John Davidson with Trucks for Tots. And they got their big truck event this Saturday out at Alien City Dragway. So we're going to play that conversation for you here in just a bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, scheduled to join us, give us an update on things happening. And then, and I don't remember booking this, so I'm not sure who's coming, but I think we're going to have some folks from the Spring River Zoo join us to talk Night of the Living Zoo in the 9 o'clock hour today.
I see.
I wrote it down. It's my handwriting. It says Night of Living Zoo. So, but I don't know who's coming. I don't remember booking it. And I tried to go back to my notes, and I'm like, I don't remember booking this. Right. But I wrote that down, so someone must.
It's barely legible, so it has to. I had to have been the one to write it
no,
down.
No, it was me. I just wrote Night of the Living Zoo, so I'm sure it's when our sales manager said, "Hey, can we get so and so for the zoo?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And that's what I wrote, and we'll see who shows up.
Bring it on.
Plus, we'll have all of your features that include the news and your Kim Commando and all those updates, and I ain't gonna lie, there's a plethora of political ads in the show today. I was looking, and each of my breaks are kind of stacked heavy. So they're coming.
Yep.
And someone getting, oh man, last night, I literally, every single commercial in some of those breaks, it was back to back. So-and-so's lying. No, this one's lying. This one's lying. No, lying. Like,
I think it's funny that they hold radio up to a higher expectation, too, because, like, for example, for most, like, radio programming, you can't put more than one candidate in a break.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it makes things really complicated from a programming perspective for us. But then you look at TV, it's the same thing with like, car ads.
Yeah.
You never hear two dealerships
we try to do
here.
Product separation, but when we get to this time of year, sometimes we can't.
Usually we have to book into a stop set.
Yeah.
With one at the beginning and one at the other.
Yeah. So this one, not so much, but you will hear political ad aplenty. Enjoy that.
Yes. I just learned about the largest living organism on the planet, or on planet Earth, and it's in a wildlife reserve. I think it's called like Big Fish Mountain. It is a single tree that is sprouted into like 1,000 or like thousands of trees.
Oh yeah,
but it's all from one seed.
Okay,
and so like this forest, it behaves in weird ways. Like if when it sheds for the winter, all the trees shed at the same time.
Oh, the collective.
Yeah. So it's like the forest acts as like a unit, one unit.
It's like the Borg.
Because it's just one thing.
Yeah, that tree's the Borg.
Right?
That's what I'm going to call it, the Borg tree.
Well, when you're in the forest, it assimilates you.
I wonder if Jean-Luc Picard's seen that tree. I'm getting a little nerd on you. That's all right.
We're talking nerdy to you.
Talk nerdy to me. All right, 7:15. Before I start singing, here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next couple of days. Comfortable daytime highs with high pressure covering our area. About 80 for the afternoon high today, and we should get sunshine and not too windy. For the overnight hours, it'll be clear. Our low in the mid-40s and then warming up a few degrees on Friday. We're in the low 80s with sunshine, and then looking at the weekend, mostly sunny and mild. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. I got to get to another story next hour, though. I was going to think I didn't even get to that one story I wanted to tell. We'll do it next hour. Currently 47 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 90%. Winds at the moment out of the north, 5 miles per hour. Sunny today with a high of 81. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low of 47. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, 82 for a high, so we're at the warmer part of the week now. Winds will be out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies for tomorrow night with an overnight low of 51 degrees. Winds out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at your weekend, another warm day on Saturday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-80s, 84 officially with southwest winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour early. They'll pick up a little more breezy, 10 to 15 for the afternoon. Saturday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 56. Sunday going to remain warm, mostly sunny with highs near 80, 81 officially, but it will be windy, so the winds are coming with it and bring in a little cooler temperatures for the start of the work week. So Sunday during the day, windy, high of 81. There is a 20% chance of rain Sunday night, partly cloudy and breezy with an overnight low of 50, and then Monday, when you start your work week and back to school and all that, 20% chance of showers, sunny, high of 68. So we're going to cool down for start of next week, but just nothing but 80s for the next few days here. All right, it is 7:17. We're going to take a 4-minute break. Like I said, we got some political ads to get to you, and then we're going to play our interview with the folks from Alien City Dragway talking about their big event this Saturday, the truck run. Come on out and have some fun. That's up next.
When you choose your doctor, do you make that decision based on political affiliation? Of course not. You base your decision on competence, knowledge, and experience. Same for a district judge. Do your homework. Check qualifications. There's only one clear choice. That's why Republicans and Democrats are pulling together to elect Judge Eileen Reardon, 5th District Judge, Division 1, Chavez, Lee, and Eddy County. Experience, fair, vote Judge Eileen Reardon. Paid for by the committee to elect Judge Eileen Reardon, Steve McCutcheon, Treasurer.
I'm Judge Reardon, and I approve this message.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection saves lives. Take care of yourself by staying up to date on your mammograms at Artesia General Hospital. Their 3D mammography brings you the most accurate technology with your comfort and convenience in mind. Appointments average just 15 minutes. If you're a woman over age 40, you don't need a doctor's referral to schedule a mammogram. Remember, early detection saves lives. Request your appointment today at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. As a former policewoman, I put on my Kevlar vest, uniform, gun belt, grabbed my 12-gauge shotgun, jumped into my police car, and hit the city streets to keep you safe. I want to do the same for you in Washington. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th because our families deserve safe cities, a secure border, and lower gas prices.
Donate today at GarciaHolmesForCongress.com. Paid for by Michelle Garcia Holmes for Congress.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chavez County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we are gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 3 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for a free entry or 3 entries with a qualified test drive. And that's not all. With new inventory arriving daily and over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles on the lot, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Here's Joe Salzar to tell you all about it.
Don't let vehicle pricing rumors fool you. With Roswell Honda's market-based program tool, we are making it easier than ever to get the best deal in southeastern New Mexico. And with every vehicle sold in the month of October, we will donate $50 to the Chavez County Cancer Fund.
Join us Saturday, October 29th from 10 to 1 p.m. We will have a special performance by the Charlie's Angels. Bring cash to support the cause and purchase goods from our many vendors. Help us make it happen for the Chavez County Cancer Fund, and let's paint Roswell Honda pink.
Ready for some good economic news? Guess not. But New Mexico was 4th best in the nation to reduce its unemployment rate over the last 12 months. That's what the Bureau of Labor Statistics says. There are two strategies Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has championed that have a lot to do with this: the Job Training Incentive Program and the Local Economic Development Act. They help companies expand, hire, and train thousands of new workers each year. For example, the expansion of these training programs that Michelle Lujan Grisham got through the legislature helped land Intel's new chip hub in Rio Rancho. That's 1,000 construction jobs and 700 new hires at high salaries. The Lujan Grisham administration now partners with 85 communities across the state to bring good new jobs to their local areas every year. It's true, Michelle Lujan Grisham delivers a stronger economy, not just the weather.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
And joining us in studio this morning from Alien City Dragway, I'm getting it right now after goofing it up for an hour there, Roy Stevenson, manager, and John Davidson joining us as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing
Pretty
good. So you guys got a big weekend coming up at the Dragway here.
Yeah.
First off, for folks that may not be familiar with the Dragway, give them a little bit of background. Give them some history of the Dragway here.
Well, we've been open since about 2005, I think 12 or 13 this last run, and we're going strong. What else? So we've been doing a couple events this year, not as much as we'd like, but we're still working at it, and we got big plans for next year.
Well, and y'all are made up of a bunch of volunteers, right? It's
yeah.
It's just a bunch of guys and gals that said, I love drag racing.
Yep,
we got this facility. Let's groom it, support it, and hopefully get a whole bunch of people coming down.
And it's one of the nicest facilities in New Mexico.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. You guys draw unique things that other parts of the state can't get because of that track, right?
Yeah. It's a really nice track. It's set up great, and we got more plans to make it even better for next year.
Good deal. Well, it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, honestly.
I eat, breathe, and sleep drag racing.
How many weekends are you guys out there when it's not racing working on the track?
I'm there every week. Every week and at least 3 times a week.
Yeah. So what was the passion for you? Is it just racing? You love, what? Or was it?
I grew up going to this drag strip, and I watched 3 or 4 managers run it.
Yeah.
And
it's just the blood.
It's in my blood, yeah.
So do you get to race still, or is it mostly just
not
track
as much
management?
as I'd like to this year, but I'm working on that as well. But we'll see what happens for next year for that.
Do you get to race some, or are you busy being,
I'm actually just part of Trucking for Tots.
Okay.
We bring the semis out, and
so you're the truck guy.
Yep.
All right. Very cool.
One of 3. Yeah.
Nice. So which kind of, we'll call it a segue, transition to what we got going on this weekend. Talk a little bit about the Trucking for Tots event that you guys have coming up here.
Well, this weekend we got a truck show. The gates open to the public at noon. All participants and vendors will be setting up around 10 to open.
Okay.
We got different classes. We got antique show, cab over show, best paint, best interior, and then we have a light
lights.
show.
So it's not all about speed. It's about purdy a little bit.
Yeah,
a lot of purdy.
We're actually throwing a, it doesn't have to be just strictly a show truck. We like to see working trucks.
Sure.
We really want the community that are, involved, basically.
Ranch by day and racetrack by night, that's A-okay.
Right.
Sure. and semis, too, right? There's going to be some
That's
semis.
It's all semis.
Yeah.
All
We'll have
shows,
semi heads up racing, and then
See, to me, that's amazing to watch 2 semis go head-to-head. Like, is there classes for that, too? Because imagine not all semis are created equal here,
Yeah.
Well, we just... the only difference, the majority in them is, some people have more horsepower, but general rule.
Well, if you got more weight, you're going to need more horsepower, and it's all about math.
For an event like this, it's for a cause. We're giving back to the community, so
it's more of a fun race than a competitive.
Yeah, we're not getting down to
nitty gritties,
professional stuff like that. It's just.
Come and
bring it, run it,
race some trucks, have some fun, and then get some toys here for the kids.
Yeah, I think we got a couple military trucks coming.
Okay,
just to have fun.
Nice. So maybe a few like those deuce and a halves or one of those things rolling up in there.
I think top speed on those is going to be like 40.
You know what I'd like to see? Military Hummer versus civilian Hummer.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that race.
There you go.
That'd be kind of cool. Because, you know what? No disrespect to civilian Hummers. They ain't the military.
No.
I love the military Hummers. You can keep them civilian. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Here. So give it the pertinent detail. Dates, times, all that good stuff.
Okay, so it's on October 22nd.
Okay, this Saturday.
This Saturday. Gates open at noon. The truck show will be going on pretty much all day till about 4:30. We're having a costume contest.
Okay.
So it's only $5 to be judged. You'll get an award afterwards. We're going to have scariest costume, most creative, best alien, best group.
Okay.
And we're going to have a bunch of vendors out there. We're going to have the Truckin' for Tots guys on the grill for starters. They're going to, all their plates that you buy go to their proceeds and helping out the kids in the community.
Oh, nice.
We'll have an arts and crafts table, a haunted bus, sweet treats, T-shirts, and some cornhole.
So it's a big festival.
Yeah,
really
basically
Saturday.
we'll have
with some racing involved.
Yeah, we'll have streetcar drag racing, and then of course semi-drag racing.
So there'll be a few cars as well, not just the trucks.
Yeah, just not the trucks.
If you like the fast boys, there'll be some of them out there.
Yeah, there'll be
too.
a few quick cars out there too, and then on Friday night we're just doing TNTs.
Excellent.
So you can bring whatever you want and race Dennis track as much as you want for only $30.
Nice. So come out, come hungry, because I imagine there'll be plenty of food vendors and all kinds of stuff out there. And bring some toys for the
toys and bags of candy, because we're going to also be doing trunk or treating with all the semi trucks.
Okay, so bring you a bag of candy and probably a new unwrapped toy.
Yeah, unwrapped toy. The values don't go over $20-$30.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, don't buy them no expensive
crazy stuff.
PlayStation or something.
Yeah, don't bring no PlayStation 5. That'd be cool, but I don't recommend
I appreciate your generosity, but it's just going to make some people mad when they give that. I want why did I end up with this and you got a PlayStation?
Yeah. And we'll also have the Matthew Palmer band out there from like 4:30 to 6:30.
Nice. They're great if you've never seen them live.
Yeah.
I've had a chance to see them multiple times, and they're a nice three-piece. They do what I love is not only does his original stuff, but he kind of has that blues classic rock, but it crosses. Like I've heard like 90s grunge to like, the 70s and 60s, classic rock.
I think his style of music would fit in perfect where we're at.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
I think
good stuff.
I think a guy racing a semi truck would love to listen to the Matthew Palmer Trio.
Yeah. But can I get a few shout outs to some of the sponsors and stuff like that?
Please sponsor. Please.
I would like to thank Truckin' for Tots for teaming up with me to help me do this whole event. It's for an awesome cause. The Dexter Fire Department, Creative Community Dancing Light Promotions, the Crash Site Candies, Dandy Dairy, Roswell Community Disaster Relief, Hustlers Anonymous, Chance Materials, Tate Branch, J&S Mechanical, Two Brothers Landscaping, and Sunwest Refrigerations. Those guys, without all those guys' help, I wouldn't be able to do any of this.
Generosity, the donations, labor, whatever, each one of these provide. And they get it because they know that you guys are just out here trying to do, have fun and do good
we're trying to
things
give
for the community.
some the people of Roswell something to go do.
Yeah. So while we got you here, talk a little bit about Trucks for Tots and what when you're not out at Alien Dragway, what are you guys doing?
We got regular jobs. Most of us are going to work every day, driving truck.
Okay. Do you guys have meetings and is it that organized, or you just say no? We're a bunch of guys. We truck and collect toys and around the holidays.
We actually have meetings held at the Dexter Fire Department.
Okay.
In Dexter.
So are you looking for new members? People that are truckers as well, or are you kind of good on volunteers right now?
Actually, we have a small board. It's Jimmy Rodriguez, Joanna Rodriguez, Mario Regalado, and myself.
Okay.
So far, as we take on more for Southeast New Mexico, we could be venturing out into.
So you're kind of growing here, and
this is our second year.
Good deal.
Our very first year was during COVID. We just threw it together and did a small deal at Lake Van, and then we decided to
just help out where help was needed, and you said, you know what, maybe we can turn this into a regular thing. So, very cool. So it kind of spawned from COVID then a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like it. Very good. And then obviously, truckers and what you guys do kind of does line up with the Dragway here and what's going on there, and every weekend they're out having fun and doing stuff out here, and say, hey, let's it's like peanut butter and chocolate. Let's put it together and see what happens.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have a fun weekend of trucks racing and collecting toys. And like you said, a whole carnival with a bus, a haunted bus and trunk
And I
or treating
even
and all
have
kinds of
word.
stuff.
I even got word there might be a monster truck on the property.
Okay,
so
one
there
might
will
make its way
yeah,
over.
one might make its way over to us.
Well, hopefully, with all the rain we've had, maybe there's stuff off track they can.
Oh, well, I might let them do some donuts or something. I ain't scared.
It's like, don't you get on my track with that thing. But we're out here in the middle of nowhere, you tear that up.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I mean, I imagine you're always looking for more folks to volunteer and come and be a part of the dragway, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for help. So, I mean, we do
I'm
all
sure
the maintenance on the track ourselves and stuff like that. And I'm short on equipment for getting stuff ready for races.
Sure.
So, I mean, any help is guaranteed. And you can always call me. My number's on the Facebook.
So I'm kind of curious. What is it? Just a group of you guys that do this, or is there like a board, an official? And all that, or is it
I'm
kinda...
technically on the board too. There's
Yeah.
only 3 of us that are on the board. And,
Okay.
And they kind
So
of.
it's pretty grassroots.
It's very grassroots.
It's not, like a well-oiled,
No, we don't have huge
institution
help or
here.
nothing like that. So.
Just a bunch of guys said we have a passion for racing,
Yep.
and we have a desire to keep this historic track going.
Yes, sir.
And that's part of it too, is because, like we said, it's a historic track. It's one of the nicest in the state, and if you guys don't manage it or maintain it, then who is? And it goes the way of the dodo, and next thing you know, people are like, man, we don't have a place to drag race anymore.
Yeah.
And we got to go to Santa Fe or
Yeah,
wherever.
I got to haul 4 hours away.
Yeah.
One thing that I know the track is looking for sure is a sweeper. So if anybody has an old sweeper laying around,
okay, kind of like the
street sweepers.
The street sweepers.
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
I got you. Not a Zamboni.
No.
Don't confuse the two.
Just that sweeper with a brush would be freaking amazing.
anything that's laying around that wouldn't take much to get going or
Sure.
sell it.
I imagine anytime the
cheap or
wind or
anything
weather
like that.
picks up, you got to thoroughly clean that
every
track
time. You got
Yep.
all that dust from the airport that comes across there.
Yeah, and I spray sticky stuff on there, which adheres the dirt.
Yeah.
So
Well, and let's face it, depending on the types of vehicles that are racing down that track, but you start getting into the dragsters and they're doing 200-mile plus.
yeah, we're gonna
down
have
that
some of
track.
those November 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
too.
And
Jet car too.
When they go that fast, a thing like a pebble in
Yep.
the street
Yeah,
is a bad deal.
Yeah, it can change everything.
Yeah, especially if they're getting into jet engines, because I was in the Air Force, and jet engines suck things up really easily. And if that intake is low to the ground, it will suck up rocks and things, and what we called FODing out the engine. I don't know what you guys call it, but foreign object damage. FOD, it's military. You got an acronym for everything. And so, but and I'm sure with these cars, it's a similar kind of deal where you guys have to really meticulously make sure that track has no kind of debris or any kind of dirt on it, because the equipment that's going down it can be that sensitive sometimes to it.
Yes, sir.
So I imagine that is that's definitely a labor of love. As a person who's done my share of FOD walks, I don't want to.
It's a lot of labor for sure.
Yeah. So I imagine you could probably use some more folks if they want to come and volunteer. Maybe you love racing, or maybe you're new to the area and you're like, I raced back where I lived in Texas or wherever you come from. And come on out. Love to see you. Come be a part of the group. And we're gonna put you working on I'm
gonna put you in the burnout box or somewhere.
Yeah,
we got something for you to do.
But definitely have a lot of fun here and be a part of it. What's is through Facebook probably the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, Facebook, or you can call me for any information. My number's on the Facebook page, but it's 575-914-0098, and you'll reach me personally. And I'm Roy Stevenson, the track manager.
Yeah, Alien City Dragway.
Alien City Dragway. We're going to change that probably to Roswell Dragway.
Yeah, it confused even me. I
Yeah.
messed that up, and that's why I was talking about another event. Which, by the way, if you got time, go see that one too. It's all good stuff there. Just got to meticulously.
Yeah, everybody's doing everything. So
mark your calendars here.
Yes, sir.
But definitely, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. The good news, Saturday weather-wise, sounds like it's going to be beautiful, 80 and sunny, so it won't be too hot, won't be raining.
Come see them trucks. They're going to be bad.
Day.
Bad.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Trucks.
Like, what's is it? Like I said, do the guys show them off more as show or more for racing, or like what's? I imagine you get some that are both. That want to do both.
I know personally the Dandy Dairy Group. Their trucks that they haul hay with are some of the nicest trucks you will see around here. They are really, really top.
So they're nice
trucks.
handwork trucks.
Oh yeah, and they haul the hay.
See, that's where if I had a nice truck, I'm almost nervous that I mess it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to do real work of this because it's going to mess it up, you know? I get a beater truck to do my real work and then, use this to cruise around. But then again, isn't that also defeating the purpose of owning a truck?
Yeah, I mean, you want to show that bad boy off.
Then why the heck do you have a truck?
Yeah.
So it's
even dirty, they look good.
That's just it. Well, like I have a Jeep. I have a Jeep Wrangler. I've been a Jeep Wrangler guy my whole life, and my wife's like, "Why is it always dirty?" I was like, "Because it's a Jeep."
Yeah.
It's like, why am I going to be spending hours detailing a Jeep? But so come on out this Saturday again. What time's everything starting?
12 p.m. at noon. So
yeah. Oh, give the directions for folks that may not.
It's at 72 Lane May. It's out there by the airport off YO Roads.
Yes. So keep going south.
And we got signs out there that say Dragway, and that'll point you right to us.
Yeah. And depending on what time you get there, just listen for the engines.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions about Trucking for Tots, they also have a Facebook page. You can contact anybody on there. If
Can you make
like
donations?
Yes,
maybe they can't.
Certainly.
They're going to be out of town or whatever, but want to donate toys.
Yep.
There a way to get those to you through the website or the Facebook?
Yes.
Excellent.
They can contact Jimmy or Joanna on the Facebook page. More than welcome to make the checks out to Trucking for Tots.
Nice. So how far do you guys go out with your giving out? Is it like all of like Chaves County or is it?
So the very first year we just did Dexter. Last year we did Dexter, Hagerman, Lake Arthur, East Grand Plains.
Oh, nice. So it's growing a little bit each year.
Yes. And this year, I know we're going to add another school, possibly two. I'm not sure exactly which ones just yet, or
the team will decide. They're debating that.
Right. We just need to see how the fundraising goes, what we get in for money. We don't want to take on more. We don't want to promise more than what we can take on.
Sure. I would imagine, yeah, because money always helps because that they probably use that to fill gaps. Like, because you get toys collected.
Yes.
And if you get a bunch of people to donate boys' toys, you might be lacking on girls or young girls, or you know what I mean? So the money goes to fill that gap. It's like, well, we got a bunch of toys for 8-year-old boys or boys that but we're missing stuff for girls. Then you guys can go to the stores and buy toys that girls of that age would be more into. So that being said, if people donate, is there ones you're usually lacking more of than others that you could use? Like if you say, hey, if you're going to donate, get me this. This is one we generally need a lot of but don't get much of. Is for like teenagers, girls. I mean, is there a certain genre or type of toy that don't get as often that you have to end up buying more of?
You know, the person that would know that question would be Joanna Rodriguez.
Okay.
She kind of controls the age groups. She knows.
Do me a favor. Ask
there.
her that question. Put it up on your Facebook page, and that way people can. Because I imagine some people like to earmark it and things, and that way they can help you out a little bit more specific and say, okay, they don't get as many girl toys, so I'm going to bring some of those. You know, or toys for like 2-year-olds. I'm going to bring some of those.
What we've been doing was taking stuff to the school and having the kids take home a piece of paper, kind of give us a head count.
Oh, like a wish list or a head count?
Yeah,
okay.
And then we kind of get a idea there.
I just got a funny feeling this weekend when you come out to the Dragway, a lot of people are going to bring you a lot of toy trucks and cars and things that they think are cool, which they are, but not every kid's going to be into that.
They got Barbie cars, too. Right. They come in pink.
I ain't going to lie. When I was a kid, I was kind of jelly that I couldn't get the Corvette.
Yeah.
I was a little bit jealous. I was like, dude, why does it look wrong for me to have that Corvette?
We could paint it red for you.
You know what? We could easily. I have markers. We could fix this. If anybody has any question about anything, again, best resource is look for Alien City Dragway on Facebook. Shoot your question through there, and then just come on out this Saturday.
Yep.
And like I said, bring a new toy, help out these kids, and come ready to have some fun and bring the whole kids, the whole family out. Come in costume if you want to. Like I said, they're doing costume contests.
Contests.
You know, but if you're not into all that, then just come on out and have some fun anyway. Bring the toy and let's check out all these cool trucks and cars and watch the races and have some fun. And it's fun racing, but they're going to be bragging and a little bit of smack talking.
For sure.
It's just the nature of the beast, Yeah,
and I don't care what your semi looks like. If you want to come, bring it.
Yeah. You
don't have to be a show truck. It could be a work truck. Just bring it. It's $50 to enter your truck into the truck show. It's $50 to enter it in the race. You could bring your truck, park it in the corner, and go, here's $50.
Yeah.
Just bring your truck, show up, have fun, talk to others, hang out. it doesn't matter. Just trying to get involvement in the community. It seems like it's been dying off the last few years.
Need to get, well, and COVID probably didn't help. So now we need to kind of bring it back together here and all that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's one thing I've learned. When I was a kid, I had a friend his dad was he raced every weekend. He had bought a 68, well, first he had a Vega, and then he blew it, and then got a 68 Camaro that he raced for years. But we used to go out to the races on Saturdays and Sundays every weekend and go, travel the races. So I got to see a lot of those drag races. And I tell you, there was one car. In fact, it was a Vega too. It was it was a Pinto. It was an old beat up purple Pinto. It was ugly, but it blew the doors off of everything that it raced, man. And I'm like, you'd see these Camaros, like, oh, that car looks cool. It's going to whoop. Then that Pinto just blow the doors off. So, yeah, the uglier sometimes means the faster. I'm just saying people like sleep on it, and then that thing just blows right by everybody. And you're like, what is under the hood of that thing?
And a lot of people think that they're bringing the semi out to drag strip, they're going to tear it up. I'm going to tell you what, those semis that are working in the field during silage season, that's more wear and tear on your truck than bobtailing down a track.
I'm about to say, you what you do to it every day is going to do more wear and tear on it than you running empty,
right.
without a. What's now I'm just nosy curious. If you're racing a quarter-mile strip, how do you fuel that? Because you don't want to fuel it all up and weigh it down, or do you? I'm wondering, what's the strategy there?
It doesn't matter. We just show up. If you got a full tank of fuel, you got a full tank of fuel. You got a half tank, you got a half tank.
Okay. I just didn't know if there's a strategy there to go lighter or heavier, or, I guess it depends on the truck.
The weight of the truck itself, weight like that is not doesn't matter at all.
Right. But that's,
traction's key. You don't want to sit there and bounce and spin out.
Do they get some pretty cool burnouts when they do with the trucks, the semis, when they're
we
when they're
haven't
warming up?
Actually had anybody get too carried away with doing a burnout, but
I kind of want to see a semi do a burnout.
I got a set of super single tires. I think we're gonna try to do that for some people.
I ain't gonna lie. How cool would that be? See the big semis doing burnouts there at the top of the runway, warming up the tires.
Yeah.
I mean, technically they have tread, so it's probably not the same reason that
they still smoke just like the slicks.
But I mean, you have to do it with slicks to get some traction there.
Yeah.
Whereas
You get them hot.
a radial tire, you don't need. That's what the treads are for. So
right.
There's no need to do it, but it is fun to do it anyway.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and it's just $15 this weekend to watch, and kids under 12 are free, always.
How? Because the other strategy in racing is knowing how to work the Christmas tree, the lights to start the race, and that's half the battle right there, is getting that start. Is that just something you practice and get, or is there a gift to that at all for especially racing trucks? I imagine that's key in getting off the line as slow as they go.
For the trucks it would be, but I mean the lights are pretty much set at a certain time for everything.
Gotcha.
And if you get enough practice, you can get pretty good at those lights. Sure.
And if I remember right, like back when I was a kid, used to watch them. Depending on the times they dial in, your greens aren't the same on everybody. It like the slower car gets kind of a head start sometimes.
Yeah, and bracket racing, yes, sir.
Yeah, and when they do that, but that's a whole nother science on the Christmas tree. You're like, because I imagine if you're not training yourself, you might see the other guy's green and blow off on that if you're not.
If you're sitting there making a sandwich, you're definitely going to lose.
But if that other guy's got a second or so ahead of you, probably not that much, but
you ain't gonna catch him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting. So again, this Saturday, come on out to Alien City Dragway. Just head out like you're going towards the airport. Follow the signs out there, and come bring the whole family. Come in costume if you want. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to. Come on out. Bring a new toy for kids here.
Bring some candy for the truck or treat.
Bring some candy. Grab a couple bags of candy and bring it on out, and then come ready to have a good time.
Get ready to see us show.
It will get loud. It is a dragway. It does get loud out of the dragway. And if it ain't getting loud, then it ain't doing it right.
Yes, sir.
Anything we missed? Anything?
No, I think that's good.
But let's get you back in just so we can get the word on about the after this is all over, and just say, hey, we're the dragway. We're here. We're separate from everything else.
I'd love to come back on before November 4th and 5th. We're having a Jet Funny car here.
We'll get you on. We'll talk about that, and maybe we can recruit more volunteers and things to come, because I imagine you could use more help, as far as running these events, maintaining, and just keeping that facility going, because it sounds like if you guys don't, it goes the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
Like it will.
We'll be overrun with leaves.
this tradition will die.
Yeah.
And we will no longer have this amazing venue available to certainly us here in Southeast, but the entire state of New Mexico. Like you said, people come from all over the state to race here because of that track and what it offers.
Yeah.
Put it this way, they wouldn't be bringing jet cars and stuff out if that track was shady.
Yeah.
Because they've got so much money tied up in those cars, they would not risk it on a track that they don't trust.
Yes, sir.
And so that in of itself probably speaks volumes to what the track is. Like, hey, we run jet cars on here. Oh, it must be in top shape because they don't let those just run on any road.
Yes, sir.
You know, A, it's a safety issue, but B, it's a lot of money invested in those things too. So thank you guys.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you. And again, we'd love to have you on too. As you guys get up to Christmas here and all that and getting to a point where you need more help and more collections, please reach out to us so we can help you get the word out about your collections and donations and all that good stuff.
Okay, we'll sure do. We appreciate the invite.
Absolutely. And don't work too hard.
All right, man. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Consumers will find discounts under pressure from inflation, which hit 8.2% in September. BMW will invest $1 billion in its massive factory near Spartansburg, South Carolina, to start producing electric vehicles, and an additional $700 million to build an electric battery plant nearby. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Hello, I'm Tara Mitcha, State Director for the National Rifle Association, letting you know that the NRA Political Victory Fund endorses State Representative Greg Nybert for re-election in House District 59. Greg has worked relentlessly to support our Second Amendment rights and to oppose legislation that restricts law-abiding gun owners. Progressive politicians in Santa Fe have an agenda that would erode our right to protect our families, our homes, and ourselves. Greg Nybert will vigorously oppose those who want to tread on our right to keep and bear arms and our precious liberty and freedom. He is a true friend of the Second Amendment and of our sporting heritage in New Mexico. Vote Greg Nybert, Representative for House District 59.
I'm Greg Nybert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Get ready to experience a whole new world of fire, magic, and bubbles? The City of Roswell presents Spheres Bubble Show, Saturday and Sunday, November 5th and 6th, 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. at the Roswell Convention Center. Join Blaze Rhines, featured on Season 13 of America's Got Talent, for an immersive and interactive experience, a unique intersection of magic and science that your whole family will never forget. Tickets are just $15 each, or $50 for a VIP 2-pack featuring meet and greet photo and a raincoat for the show. Get tickets now at holdmyticket.com. Spheres Bubble Show, November 5th and 6th at the Roswell Convention Center.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 47.2% of all statistics are made up on the spot. Is this true? I'd say chances are about 50%. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:57. Stay tuned next hour. About 8:15 or so, we're going to have Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, join us, give us an update on things happening in and around the city. 9 o'clock hour, we're scheduled to have someone from the Spring River Zoo join us to talk about Night of the Living Zoo, which is happening the Friday and Saturday before Halloween, October 28th and 29th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Spring River Zoo. Come on out. They're going to have trick-or-treating stations. They're going to have lots of games and activities, family fun, and we'll talk more about it. It's only $5 per person to get into for the night there. So we'll talk more about it next hour in the 9 o'clock hour. Speaking of Halloween stuff, too, on the 29th, add this to your list of places to check out for the Halloween trunk or treats and all the things going on. American Legion Post 61 is having their big Halloween Carnival walkthrough event Saturday the 29th from 1 to 5 p.m., and that's going to be at First United Methodist Church, and that'll be happening. In years past, they've been doing it as a drive-through because of COVID, but this year it's new. They want you to get out and walk through the event there. They have lots of games and candy and a scary good time, family-friendly scary, of course, not people running out of the out of the bushes with chainsaws, nothing like that. Just fun, family-friendly type stuff. So, but that's 1 to 5, and all they're asking for is a donation. But if you don't have any to spare, no biggie. Just come and have a good time. But if you'd like to donate a couple dollars to American Legion Post 61, they'd greatly appreciate that. And then, I got just about a minute here. This Sunday, kick off your Halloween fun with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. They've got their Spooky Southwest Tales of Strange History event happening this Sunday, the 23rd, at the Historical Society Archives Facility there on Lee Street. Join Donna Blake Burchell and John LeMay as they're going to be telling some great stories, including the cursed mummy of John Wilkes Booth. Not mummy like mommy, but a mummy. The Navajo Witch of Purge of 1878, plus other stories and stuff, too. And then you can talk with the authors afterwards. Check out some of Donna, especially if you like scary New Mexico history. She has a few of her ghostly getaway books and things like that. So, but it's happening 2 to 3:30 this Sunday at the Historical Society. Free event. Just come on out and have some fun.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Political shock in the United Kingdom. After just 44 days in office, British Prime Minister Liz Truss announced her resignation.
What an extraordinary moment in British political history. Liz Truss has been Prime Minister for a month and a half. This has been one of the shortest lived premierships ever in British history. And what will happen now is the quickest turnover of power that we've seen in quite some time.
BBC correspondent Nick Erdley reports there will be a Conservative Party leadership election over the next week, and that Truss will remain Prime Minister until a successor is chosen. Russia has declared its intention to increase its targeting of Ukraine's power, water, and other vital infrastructure. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin is imposing martial law in the 4 regions that Moscow claims to have annexed from Ukraine.
Putin didn't immediately spell out the measures that will be taken under the martial law, but the Russian legislation envisages it may involve restrictions on travel and public gatherings and tighter censorship, as well as giving broader powers to law enforcement agencies.
Correspondent Charles de Ledesma. Here in Washington, former Vice President Pence warned against the growing populist tide in the GOP as he admonished Putin apologists.
Our movement cannot forsake the foundational commitment that we have to security, to limited government, to liberty, and to life. But nor can we allow our movement to be led astray by the siren song of unprincipled populism that's unmoored from our oldest traditions and most cherished values.
The Energy Department projecting sharp price increases for home heating this winter. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon 2 factors: taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
Protests are continuing in the occupied West Bank over the fatal shooting by Israeli security guards of a Palestinian gunman.
The Saturday before last, Al-Tamimi shot dead an 18-year-old Israeli soldier at the checkpoint of a huge Palestinian refugee camp, leading to its near-total closure as Israel launched a manhunt. Amid recent soaring tensions, the fact he evaded capture for so long sparked a wave of solidarity among Palestinians. Now shops, businesses and schools have gone on strike for the day across the West Bank. The Palestinian leadership claims video evidence shows he was killed after being wounded when he no longer posed a threat. Israeli media says he was carrying a grenade and an explosive device.
The BBC's Tom Bateman reporting from Jerusalem. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits fell last week and remains historically low despite decades-high inflation. News and analysis at townhall.com. Tasha Stevens reports on a proposed water tax.
Arizona Congressman Ruben Gallego is the sponsor of a bill that aims to conserve water by taxing foreign governments who use it in drought-stricken states. It's called the Domestic Water Protection Act, and it comes with a 300% excise tax on foreign manufacturers, producers, and importers of water-intensive crops in areas experiencing severe, extreme, or exceptional drought. Gallego's bill would specifically target a Saudi-based company that uses Arizona's groundwater to grow alfalfa for use in the Middle East. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Tesla has reported that its third quarter profit more than doubled from a year ago, fueled by higher vehicle sales. But analysts have questioned whether Tesla is experiencing waning demand for its vehicles, which in the U.S. start around $49,000. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We made it.
Yep.
We're, you know, it's hard to believe. Like, we're 2/3 through October already.
Somebody told me the other day we are 10, what was it? 10 weeks away, I think, from Christmas.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. It's real quickly approaching.
Well, you know those people that, like, start only 364 more days till Christmas. Those people.
Every year, though, dude.
Ever-living minds.
I try so hard to be more prepared, and it's just every year it comes up way too quick. I'm never ready.
Well, I think I'm happy that we have, like, plans now. Where we're, like, usually, like, about this time, it's like, what are you doing for Christmas? I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, since Kim's folks live in Albuquerque now, that kind of cements plans. So,
right.
Like, and then Kim's sister lives in Albuquerque. And, of course, she has her husband and that side of their family, you know, her in-laws' family, and they too live in ABQ. So obviously, but now it's like, so Thanksgiving we're going to Kim's parents and doing all that, and then like Christmas we'll stay at Kim's parents, but we'll do like Christmas at my brother-in-law's parents' place. So now that's at least set in stone. All right, now I'll worry about, because I always hated that. Like, what do I don't know. And now it's like, okay, I know when I'm driving up here, I'm going to stay here. And I come home and I'll drive up here, stay, and it's 3 hours away.
That's the best way to do Christmas, honestly. Yeah. Other people's houses where you don't have to deal with the mess.
Yeah,
that's
the only thing I dislike about going places for Thanksgiving is my lack of leftovers. Like, you get to take some home.
Sure.
But
you don't get
when you host
load.
Thanksgiving and you got a big old turkey carcass and you know
that's the mother load at that point.
It feels now, but it does avoid the thing of like 4 days after Thanksgiving, like, dude, how many ways can I eat turkey?
Pretty sick and tired of turkey and mayo on white bread.
Yeah, but here's my weirdness: as soon as the turkey's gone, my butt's back at Farmer's buying another thing of lunch meat turkey. Because there's one brand that I really like, and they only find it at Farmer's.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it Eckrich Farms or?
No, it's is it Foster Farms?
Foster? Okay.
Might be. But I only find it at.
Is it the ones? It's not the ones in the pouches, is it?
It's in a
tub.
Ziploc.
Okay.
Well, it's not a tub. It's a pouch, but it's a vacuum sealed quality pouch.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Maybe. I know where they're at. They're right there in the back wall, right. But yeah, they usually if they're fully stocked, they have the honey smoked and the honey something ham or turkey, and then a smoked turkey, and they're both good. But it's that particular kind I like.
But you're still just a sandwichophile.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Well, I went. I had a craving at lunch, so I had a turkey. I made that turkey sandwich on a bagel with cream cheese and mustard.
Ooh.
It was pretty good.
That sounds fantastic.
Pretty tasty. Because I'm like, I want a bagel and cream cheese, but I want turkey. I know. I'll put it together.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to go get to Oklahoma for Thanksgiving this year. Just for Thanksgiving, probably not Christmas, but just for the one. I'll give them the one of the two. Just because my family always puts on a massive spread for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss out every year, but that's the year that my mom and my sister go way all out with all the, and I'm more of a sides person than I am a mains person.
Yeah, I know you like all the
yeah, I think we've had this discussion. I prefer a sides giving.
Yeah.
But the sides, I mean, they come correct with the sides. You know, green bean casserole.
I like the whole thing. I like the sides, but I like the big old pile of turkey meat. That to me makes me happy when you see this whole turkey, just a pile of meat. And like, okay, the dark's over here, the white's over here, and you're just like picking through. I love that. And then you're like,
I mean, I'll usually get my obligatory couple pieces of dark meat because I'm a dark meat person. But then most of my plate is mashed taters and gravy and casseroles and sides.
Thanksgiving's one of the few meals that you can just about take the gravy and pour it over the entire.
Oh no, you can do that, and you should do that.
Well, if you're a cranberry person, and to be honest, I don't like my giblet gravy mixed in with sweet potatoes.
Honestly, the cranberry and sweet potatoes, those are dinner time sweets.
Yes.
So like I'm okay with those getting a little
gravy,
I mean,
they
errant gravy
sometimes happen, but as a general rule, I don't like the gravy on my sweet potatoes.
It always struck me as odd that it's like sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top and cranberry sauce. It's very desserty foods, but those somehow got called up to the main roster. While desserts are still over here in development.
Although, in all fairness, cranberries are either an afterthought or a star at tables.
No, they're a star.
Well, at certain tables. And others are afterthoughts.
Now, if you're bringing this weird whole cranberry chutney scoop, like spoon scoopable nonsense to my table, I'm going to kick you out of the door.
He wants the...
I need the stuff that comes in a can that's shaped like a can, and then you can use the lid from the can to cut slices of it.
Still got the divots from where the can indents were.
It's instructions for where to cut it. Now you've got lines.
It's the red Solo cup of
You're
fruits.
darn right. And you really want to class it up, what you do is you open the can, then you turn it over, and you take a knife, you jab the bottom of that bad boy, and you go, and you just push that thing out.
It's also sanitary.
Totally sanitary. That's just family.
Let me blow on your cranberries for you.
You just fire that bad boy out.
Yeah. It's shocking I don't eat the cranberries.
This is why I don't do community Thanksgiving anymore.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase. This is why I'm not allowed to do the community Thanksgiving anymore.
low-key adjacent. But, yeah, so at least those plans are set in stone.
Speaking of interesting holiday flavors, I guess Mountain Dew is this has been a weird year for sodas.
Yeah.
And Mountain Dew is no exception. They're coming out with a gingerbread flavor.
That sounds revolting.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry. The gingerbread was last year. I'm sorry. This one's fruitcake flavored. That's what it was. Fruitcake flavored.
That sounds more promising.
Well, so it's not out yet from what I've gathered, at least not nationwide, but the people who have had early access to it and tested it said it tastes like a Michael's craft store smells. So basically, if you walk into a Hobby Lobby, that's basically what they said it tastes like. I'm curious, though, because I'm one of those weird people that actually likes fruitcake.
Yeah.
I do.
You and Gene Dow. Y'all should have a fruitcake-a-thon at the holidays.
Now, granted, they're like $30 a piece to get a decent one.
Who wants one?
Right here.
Oh gosh,
it's not bad. It's just dried and candied fruit inside of delicious cake.
Ugh.
I always love the Jim Gaffigan bit. Is that a Skittle?
Ugh.
I like it. I'm a fan.
I don't like fruit.
So anybody out there who wants to deliver a fruit cake to the radio station, just know it'll be coming into good hands.
Yeah, Sean will devour it.
He'll probably get a shout out.
I will admire from very far away.
When it comes to like the holiday stuff, I like a good fruit cake, and I love a good pumpkin roll.
I love pumpkin roll.
Now,
rolls.
Do you go nuts in?
I don't care.
Okay.
I go with whatever they give
Some
me.
people, that's a deal breaker. They're like, no nuts.
No. Like when they have like the holiday magic show and all that. That's like I'm like everyone's into the crafts and all. Like, nah. I just want the pumpkin roll.
Pumpkin roll. I got a buddy of mine whose wife makes a fantastic pumpkin roll every year. Yeah. Order one up.
Yeah, that's my jam. So I'm all in on pumpkin roll. And weirdly enough, I'm not into pumpkin-based products.
Nor am I, but I love a good pumpkin roll.
Yeah, I'll tear that sucker up.
It's the perfect like cream to cake ratio for me.
Yeah, and they put chocolate ice on it. Just kidding. That's my world. Is our guest here?
I think so. I heard voices. I'm hearing voices. Yes.
And it's more than just Roy's voice?
Yes.
Because that doesn't mean, just because your voice doesn't mean they're...
That's true. Roy has been working on his affectations.
Very good. I got time. All right. Well, I'll do one of my stories real quick.
Okay.
The short one. For you fans of A Christmas Story.
Uh-huh.
And you have HBO Max. I guess that would be the other. They're doing a Christmas Story sequel, and it's coming out in like November.
They're doing a true Christmas Story sequel because they've already done a Christmas Story 2.
Oh, yeah.
And it was terrible.
Yeah, this is with members of the original cast. It apparently the premise from what I read is now Ralphie is an adult in the 70s, and he returns home to Cleveland to bring his kids a magical Christmas like his childhood.
So basically, trying to like recreate the Christmases that he remembers growing up.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you're probably going to see a lot of the revisits to the same tropes, like probably going to go to the Chinese restaurant for dinner.
Yeah.
He'll probably there'll probably be a leg lamp somewhere in there.
The mall scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Some of that.
I'm intrigued.
I'm curious. I'll watch it.
I feel like though this might be a little bit too far after the fact. I know there's still a gigantic cult following for it, and the 24 Hours of a Christmas Story has always been a thing.
I mean, everybody knows the movie now.
But it's like it's. I feel like it's almost like if Wizard of Oz were trying to do like a true to life sequel today. It's like they're going to bring back most of the cast, or at least the ones that are still alive.
They tried to do that with the that thing. What about 10 years ago?
Yeah, it worked out super well. No, I feel like maybe we've overshot the statute of limitations on this.
Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I will hold judgment until it comes out.
It's gonna be on Freeview, so I'm gonna check it out for sure. But.
Yeah. They say several actors will reprise their roles, including Ian Petrella, who was Randy, the younger brother.
Okay.
Randy Parker. Zach Ward, who was the bully, Scott Farkas. Scott Schwartz, who played Flick, who was I think the kid that was hung out with Scott Farkas, with the bully. He was the kid that hung out.
Wasn't Schwartz the kid that stuck his tongue? I thought that was the kid that stuck his tongue.
J.D. Robb is Schwartz. Scott Schwartz is Flick.
Okay.
But J.D. Robb plays Schwartz. He's the kid who put the tongue on.
Okay, gotcha.
But Scott Schwartz plays Flick, who is the little sidekick for Scott Farkas, I think.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I do. Yeah,
For the bully. Yeah. So So those are all original to the first movie.
I'm definitely going to check it out, and I'm going to have to probably watch the first one just to kind of, get a refresher.
Well, I've seen it so many times.
I've seen it a bunch, too. It's just been a number of years.
Yeah.
There's always like those tentpole
Every
scenes.
Christmas I catch it at least once.
There's those tentpole scenes, but then there's a lot of the filler stuff in between that I don't necessarily...
Like a lot of times I'll catch parts of it at different times. Like if someone leaves it on the channel on TBS or TNT or whichever one shows it for 24
I think it's both, actually.
Yeah. Whichever one does, or both, or whatever, it sometimes ends up, and so I'll catch like part of the movie at one part of the day, and then no one changed channel. So later on, I'm like, here's the scene with the, here's where he shoots his eye out.
Yeah, you can watch that movie successfully over a 24-hour period in different chunks.
Oh yeah. Oh, here's the fudge scene.
Only I didn't say fudge.
Yeah. Drink your Ovaltine. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next couple of days. Comfortable daytime highs with high pressure covering our area. About 80 for the afternoon high today, and we should get sunshine and not too windy. For the overnight hours, it'll be clear. Our low in the mid-40s and then warming up a few degrees on Friday. We're in the low 80s with sunshine, and then looking at the weekend, mostly sunny and mild. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 47 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity currently at 90%. Don't feel like 90. Feels like it's not that. But it's cold, but you don't notice the humidity, so enjoy that. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Sunny today, 81 are expected high, so warm, beautiful day. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 47 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, another warm, beautiful day. Sunny skies, highs expected to reach 82 with west winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 51 degrees and west winds 5 to 10. And then Saturday, I think you're going to like it. Mostly sunny, high of 84. Southwest winds at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 56. And then Sunday, it's going to remain warm, sunny with a high of 81, but the winds are going to be rolling in, and that's actually bringing in cooler temperatures for Sunday night and Monday and for the next couple days next week. But Sunday, we have that 81 and windy. Sunday night, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers, partly cloudy, overnight low of 50 and breezy, and then a 20% chance of rain Monday, mostly sunny, highs down to 68. So we'll go from 80 on Sunday to 68 on Monday. So that wind will drop temps a bit. All right, it is 8:20. We're going to give you a few more political ads, commercial break to play those, and then we'll be back on the other side. Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, will join us next. Don't go away.
How often do you think your way is the best way? Every time, right? How often do you find out that your way isn't the best way, but you keep trying to make it right even when you know it isn't? More than we would like to admit, don't you agree? In Proverbs 3, Solomon says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Have you been relying on your own wisdom to live your life, but things just don't seem to be going very well? Are you lacking peace and contentment in your life? Maybe it's time to look to the Lord's wisdom to guide your life instead of your own. I'm not saying your life will be perfect when you follow Jesus, but you can find peace and contentment no matter what the circumstance. He leads you in the right way when you follow him. Every time. And even when life is hard, he will give you the strength and love to make it through.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
This is Mikey, General Manager at Roswell Nissan. Are you haunted by high payments or afraid you'll be stuck in your old car forever? This is your chance to escape. It's Halloween madness at Roswell Nissan. No tricks, just a lot of treats. Like rates as low as 2.25% for 36 months or 3.99% for 75 months. No payments for 90 days on approved credit. And if you do have creepy credit, Roswell Nissan has credit specialists on hand to help you get your deal done. Halloween madness all October long at Roswell Nissan.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Hi, I'm 5th District Judge Eileen Reardon. I'm a native New Mexican and I've lived here all my life. I graduated from NMSU and UNM law schools. The law has been my life. I don't make the laws, the legislature does. My job is to apply those laws to the facts without favoritism or political consideration, and I do that well. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th. I'm Eileen Reardon, District Court Judge. Thank you.
Paid for by the Committee to elect Judge Reardon, Steve McCutcheon, Treasurer.
I'm Judge Reardon, and I approve this message.
October is National Cooperative Month, and when Central Valley Electric Cooperative celebrates Co-op Month, we are really celebrating you. After all, CVE wouldn't exist without you, our members. Stop by our office in Artesia Friday, October 28th for coffee with your co-op. Come grab a cup of coffee and something sweet and help us celebrate you. Come and go between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. and again from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's National Cooperative Month, and CVE wants to celebrate you, our members.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director, back with us for the city of Roswell. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I know it's every time you come in here, it's busy. I always say, oh, it's a busy time, but it really, it is, but it seems really, just between with stuff at the zoo, stuff at the museum, stuff all around town. There's just a whole lot of things happening in our community here. And a lot of non-city stuff, but so much just city directly. I mean, there's enough entertainment to keep you occupied just with the city stuff alone here for the next few weeks. For sure.
Yes.
And that's on top of churches and civic organizations and everybody else doing their thing, too.
Definitely. Lots to do.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just kind of let you lead the
Where
path
should
here.
we start,
Where do we want to start?
Let's start with the non-Halloween fall festival items.
Okay.
So let's start with recreation first.
Okay.
We currently have basketball registration going on now.
Okay.
Through October 31st.
And if you've ever been to the recreation center, they got plenty of room for basketball in there. I literally remember the first time going in there, like the tours and all that, and I was like, I feel like it's acres and acres of basketball courts. You're just like walking, like how many? It was impressive how many. So trust me, they've got plenty of room and space, so they can have they have pretty good youth league going on through there, and so
our biggest program in recreation is basketball, other than the soccer, but that's not really ours. But for the city, it's youth basketball. So we're currently registering the young ones, so 5 to 8 years old, boys and girls, and co-ed.
Okay.
You want to sign up at roswellconnect.com before October 31st.
Okay, so before Halloween here.
We anticipate there will be a wait list for the younger division.
Okay.
The older division, we have to separate again. Yes, we have this beautiful new recreation facility, but we just have so many kids in this area that want to play, which is a great problem to have.
Yeah.
It gets too crowded. So we are separating it out, doing the young ones like we did last year first in November. Practices will start on November 7th. Games will soon follow. We will wrap up with the younger kids by the end of December.
Okay.
And then the older kids will begin in January.
Quick question with the younger kids, you're talking about a waiting list and things. Is that because you also need more volunteer coaches and adults to referee and coach and do, be as part of the actual running of the season here?
We're always looking for referees if you're interested. We do pay our referees, and then we are looking for coaches. In both of those roles, you do have to go through a background check.
Which is natural and normal because you are dealing with kids. And anytime adults deal with kids, there's security checks and making sure everybody's above board there. So it's just standard operating procedure.
Absolutely. Just for the safety of our patrons and for the kids that are participating in our program. It's $40 to register. You can register online at roswellconnect.com. Or you can go into the recreation center and they can take your credit card there at the facility.
And then, of course, if you have any other questions, they'll be able to answer there at the front desk and things like that. But don't forget, Halloween, October 31st is the deadline to register. So maybe while you're thinking about it, get it done today when the kids are home from school or when you got a free moment later today. And get on to roswellconnect.com. And while you're there, you can check out all the other, if you want to get like a pass to swim or to as an adult to do work in the gym or do any of these things, you can find all that information at roswellconnect.com.
It is. So speaking of swimming and Halloween, this weekend we will have our pumpkin pool patch.
Okay.
So October 22nd from 1 o'clock until 3. It's about $11.55 for your first pumpkin.
About.
And then every pumpkin after that is $1. So if you want to come out, you do have to wear your swimsuit because it's a pool pumpkin patch.
So you got to have to get in the pool to pick your pumpkin. It's like bobbing for pumpkins, but life size. Bobbing for apples when you're, is that still a game? And I don't know if that's a game anymore. But that was a big Halloween party game, was bobbing for apples. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yes.
And so this is kind of like a life size version, but with pumpkins. And then you don't have to bite the pumpkins. You can just get in the water and pick them up.
Yeah, pick them up and, paddle your way to the end and carry it out. So.
Do pumpkins float?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to think now. Well, I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out on Saturday, right? I imagine. I'm like, did we think this through? No, I think they have a really good
They're buoyant.
idea. If not, I don't know what we'll do. We'll figure it out.
If not, we'll have pumpkin diving classes.
There you go. Because we do have swim lessons still available. So you can sign up for that too. But it should be a lot of fun. Our recreation and aquatic side, they're trying to do new programming to get people to come out there, not just for open swim. Of course, we have lap swimming, and then we have water aerobics and Pilates.
I know several people that love the lap swimming, and it gets because and here's why I hear a lot of people because sometimes you go because usually it's you got your lap and you got plenty of room to swim and do your thing, but depending on certain times of the day, you catch certain avid swimmers, and so if you're if you like a little competition or a little bit. I know one of our Thomas, our sales manager. Every time he goes there, there's certain people he'll meet. And they're like, they all swam in college or something, and so there's a little bit of camaraderie and trying to a little pushing each other and stuff like. So there's a lot of friends being made, and that kind of.
God forbid they're in your lane. Those are the complaints that I get. This person's in my lane. It is the first come, first serve.
Sure.
So get there early.
But there's little cliques and people meeting, and so if you're looking for the social side, maybe go out and get a membership to. Maybe if swimming's not your thing, then go work out in one of the weight rooms or one of the many video rooms, or there's hundreds of things to do. For you to do at the recreation center. So.
Yeah, definitely. They have a lot of different programming opportunities during the day. So we have a fitness room a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah.
We have a fitness room. Our membership rates have gone down. So it used to be at like $105. It's now $95 if you're a senior for the whole year. So let's break that up. I mean, that's very inexpensive.
Absolutely. And not to mention the variety, because so if you're I like old school medicine balls and ropes and all. They got that stuff.
Yes,
if you're like, no, I want the more high tech, I don't know, whatever the latest elliptical machines and all
Peloton
that. Yeah,
machine.
Peloton. They got all that kind
We
of
don't
stuff.
have a Peloton, but we do
they
have the elliptical. We have, all of those bikes and
then like the video stuff. So if you're like looking for like anything from older school like Jazzercise and Denise Austin stuff to more modern, the Tai Bo and the more modern workout programs, they've got all those available digitally for you to come and participate in. So that breaks up variety. If you're one of those that likes to do those, but you're tired of doing the same Denise Austin one you've been doing for 20 years. She's a workout guru for younger people. I have no idea who Denise Austin is.
I don't know what he's talking about.
She was very popular around the time when Richard Simmons took over.
Yeah, I do remember that guy.
She was slightly more easier on the eyes than Richard Simmons. So
wonderful.
Guys were more into her probably than Richard. But anyway,
goodness.
if you want that variety, if you want to change it up, or if you're thinking, hey, I'd like to try whatever X first time, but you don't want to commit to a whole program, come down and see some of the videos and maybe do some of the workouts, and then you can invest more into it if you find if you're into that. So that's again just one of those things you could do at the recreation center there.
Yeah. And so here's another thing. If you're an adult and you're looking for a date night, so this weekend at the Adult Center, we're having an interactive Clue experience.
Okay.
So if you played the board game Clue, they will be playing Clue in the facility. It's $9 a person. There are some prizes, but it's just a really fun date night. There'll be refreshments, things like that.
So it's like the recreation center, like one big Clue board game or Clue board, and so we're like, okay, instead of the library, we have the pool.
Well, it's going to be at the Adult Center.
Oh,
at the Adult Center, we do have a library, and we also have the billiards room because our pool players play pool in that room. And we also have the study.
Okay.
So
all we need is Professor Plum, Colonel Mustard, and Miss Scarlet, and what's the other ones? I can't remember. But the rest of the gang.
So 6:00 on Saturday night. It's $9 to participate. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll get some refreshments. Again, meet new people. Do something different. Everybody says there's nothing to do in Roswell. My goodness, we have so much for you to participate in.
Now, is this one like geared for the family, or is this more for adults?
18 plus.
18, so it is adult.
It is
more.
Yes.
Not that it's adult themed in nature per se, but it's kids got a lot of stuff to do. If you want something that's fun, but maybe not full of kids, this might be your cup of tea.
Yes, but we do have some stuff for kids. So
sure. Well, that's just it. There's so much to kids, but sometimes there's. And I get it. That's families, and we center everything around kids. But there's sometimes you're like, hey, what's just something for the spouse and I to go check out, or my friend and I to go check out. And this is one of those that's kind of more centric towards spouses and friends and adult interactions and communications and fun. And so you're not talking about bananas and what Blue's Clues was about and all that.
Exactly. Well, so they'll have the night of Clue, and then the following weekend they're going to have a Howdy Dowdy dance party. A country western dance.
Nice.
Again, just in the gym at the Adult Center.
Okay.
Adults only 18 plus. So if they want to come and have a dance,
come and bring your dancing shoes.
Costumes are encouraged if they want
the Halloween season.
Wear a costume. So.
Well, it is like a barn dance or a hoedown. So maybe come in your best ranching, and you come out in your best boots and hats, and even if you don't normally wear them, maybe that's your costume.
Maybe it is. Yes.
Yeah.
And then that Saturday, so that is leading us up into Halloween, right?
Yes,
so we have a big event at the Spring River Zoo. It is our annual fundraiser called Night of the Living Zoo. We have over 23 sponsors from this wonderful community. So thank you, Roswell, for supporting the zoo and coming out.
I know a couple weeks ago they still had a few nonprofit booths available. Is that still the case, or are they all filled?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I think someone's coming next hour, so so we'll get that skinny there. I just didn't know if you had heard if there were still openings, or because we're less than 2 weeks out now.
We are, So it's going to be a really great time. It's $5 a person. There, like I said, 23 different booths. You'll just kind of peruse around the zoo. There's going to be carnival games. There will be some little snacks to purchase if you guys are hungry or thirsty, things like that. But all of the proceeds from that night go directly back into the zoo.
Nice.
So we just the council just passed our new temporary entrance building until we can build the Leprino farmland. So again, all of those monies go right back into the zoo. We have some new little furry friends that are in quarantine that maybe might make an appearance that night.
Oh, good.
So they'll be out there. And then we'll have the Ghostbusters carousel. So if you hadn't seen that last year, it's a really phenomenal. It's all Ghostbusters themed. And
nice. On that historic carousel they have.
On the historic carousel.
Yeah.
The train is not currently running, but we will have some fun activities in that train area.
Okay.
And just a really great time. Get your tickets early. We will have a pre-sold line, so you can move through a little bit faster than the on-sale ticket line.
Okay.
We will also have some additional parking in the park. So we're turning the park into a temporary parking lot.
Okay.
Because that was one of the challenges last year is, we just had so many people, and we appreciate that.
Sure, that's a good problem to have is you're filling the parking because everyone wants to come be a part of your fun. So,
yes, and it'll be for 2 nights. So Friday night and Saturday night, the 28th and the 29th.
5 to 9 p.m. each night.
5 to 9 p.m. And we do close, so gates will end at 8:30 because we want to give you at least 30 minutes to work your way around.
Yeah.
Probably going to need a little more than 30 minutes, but we're definitely going to cut the doors off at 8:30.
Yeah.
So
obviously, get there when you can, but if rolling
take part in the fun.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to enjoy much if you're rolling in at 8 o'clock or 8:30, and certainly if you come in at after 8:30, it's like come tomorrow night or but. It's only $5, and so they can go to Roswell Connect to get
they can go to Roswell
tickets.
Connect to get advanced tickets. They can call the zoo. So come by, get them early. I mean, I really hope encouraging you to get them early.
It behoove you, and you're going to save yourself a little headache and little because that way if you just spend 5 minutes and get your tickets early, that's more time you can have. Visiting the different booths and getting your candy.
And the carnival games. And, they'll have like the pumpkin bowling. They'll have the little leapfrog stuff. Yeah. So it's not just going to trick-or-treating the different areas. Mm-hmm. The zoo is being transformed into a very cool experience. There'll be like a little coffin area.
Okay.
A little bit scary for the older kids, but then there'll be like a really fun area like
and the
Ghostbusters.
Exhibits part's open, so you walk and see all the animals. So the fun part, the animals and all the people that call the zoo home. So
and the most important thing for them, our animals, they will get enrichment opportunities. So they're going to have a little bit of pumpkins and some treats. They can't have candy, so
right.
they can't have candy. But
kind of like your dog.
Yes, don't feed candy to your dog.
Yeah.
But like Brett, our mountain lion, his candy is a big piece of meat and like a good, red juicy steak. So he'll definitely have some type of treat on both of those nights.
And it's so get out and watch them interact. And because I know a lot, depending on the animal and things, a lot of time they'll wrap the gifts and things to give more. It's part to simulate kind of the hunting and some of the instincts that they have when it comes to feeding and that stuff. But it also gives them a little bit of, fun and interaction to, break in and rip open things.
Oh,
and
yeah,
do all
definitely.
That. That's all part of that enrichment. I know I don't have a lot of zoo experience and things, but I watch a TV show every once in a while. But you ever see the show The Zoo on I think Animal Planet or whatever? And it's really cool how they interact and train with and our zoo staff does the same kind of stuff.
They do.
Because obviously like when they have to administer medical to these animals. So a lot of their training and stuff is to when those moments come. Mm-hmm. So like say the mountain lion needs to get updated on vaccinations or gets the routine physical exam or whatever. There's a procedure that the staff has to do to get the animal ready for that. So their training incorporates that feeding and things and getting them to be at a certain spot. So, and generally something like a mountain lion, they probably have to tranquilize when they're getting ready to
when they
do
take
surgery
it to the vet,
or do something like that. So
but to feed.
But it's all process. And so they do it. So it's kind of fun and interactive games to the animal, but it's actually them training them to learn this is when you're here.
Yes.
This is how we take care of you. And it establishes that relationship where the animals become friendly. Hey, I know her. She always brings me my food.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of, it's all part of that. So it's fun for us to get to watch behind the scenes on some of that. But when you see this interaction stuff, that's what it is. It's for it's fun for us to watch, but it's really for that animals benefit, the animals environment and trying to get them as close to kind of, what they're used to and what they like. So,
it's really neat. I love, I wasn't an animal person, but when the zoo became mine, you learn and grow. And I loved, being able to go back where they feed Brett and watch the keepers, why they, put the food up. They use this long silver, kind of almost like it's like a big toothpick almost. And but it has like the fork on the end where they put the meat. And so they make him, climb up so then they can put the stethoscope to like hear the heartbeat or, to see his breathing pattern. And so that was really neat. They'll have him kind of crawl on the floor, to get the meat or whatever it might be. But again, for the reason of doing health and wellness checks. So really neat, really neat. So come out, support the zoo because all of the money, again, goes right directly back into the zoo. So you're going to see some updates to the bear exhibit. So we're the waterfall's now working. They've cleared out that little moat area and just more improvements thanks to a very generous anonymous donor. We appreciate that individual. And
well, we appreciate those people supporting the zoo.
Oh, my gosh, we do. We couldn't do it without them. And that's the one thing. This zoo is, the council decided and voted that the zoo is an important asset to our community. And so we are working really hard to implement the master plan that was created back in 2016, making some tweaks. We just got the contractor and our NAR to go through and look at the design drawings. We're going through that process of that entrance with the Leprino farmland. And, it takes a little bit of time because we're government, nothing is easy or fast.
Yeah, everything's glacial in government work.
But we have a really dedicated team to continue to improve that asset, not only for our local community, but for the visitors that are coming here, because that's ultimately one of the goals that we want. We don't want our people spending their money. We want other people's money from out of town.
We want it to be a draw. And obviously, we are a mecca for shopping already for many communities in our
Southeast,
region. And so it's natural to say, hey, while you're here visiting our stores and maybe having lunch, come and spend the night, bring the family, go hang out at the zoo or go to the recreation center, do some of the museum, one of the many museums or several of the many museums we have here in town. That's the idea. It's all here for us and we should enjoy it, embrace it, and come out to events like Night of the Living Zoo and all this to support it so it keeps going. But yeah, you're right. The idea is to say when, we have this Roswell, New Mexico, we're a tourist destination. Let's offer them as much as possible to keep them here, maybe more than one night or more than an afternoon. And the things like the zoo are those things that say, all right, well, rather than stay here and we'll stay another day here and then go to Carlsbad afterwards and we'll spend a day here going to the zoo. That's the ideology basically. So
definitely.
So that's what we're talking.
Yep. And speaking of tourism, so Tuesday is our tourism talk. And it'll be at 1 p.m. at the Convention Center. And we're talking about UFO Festival 2023 and other tourist-related events. So we implemented the sports tourism sector of tourism in public affairs this past year for the last year and a half. And so we have some updates and would just love the community's feedback. So if you have time, bring your lunch, 1 o'clock at the Convention Center. It'll be from 1 to 2. It's 1 hour. We want to be very gracious and of people's time and commitments that they have, but would love their feedback on what they'd like to see overall from tourist events, not community events, but tourist-related events in the city of Roswell. So that'll be happening Tuesday at 1 p.m. at the Convention Center. And then the other couple of things real quick, because I know we're running out of time. We have the Spears Bubble and Magic Show that is coming to Roswell. So it will be here November 5th.
I heard 6th. Sean doing the commercial and everything for it, but I didn't quite catch what it is. So kind of explain what this is.
So it's this gentleman that comes out on stage, and it's a lot of theatricals. It's kind of like going to a Las Vegas show, but we're bringing that show to Roswell.
Oh, nice.
And so he is going to do magic and bubbles, a lot of audience participation. So if you get a VIP ticket, you might get called up on stage. He will put you in a human bubble. So there will be a human bubble. There will be bubbles that splash out with like colors and giants. So you might want to wear a raincoat. There will be some available for sale.
A slightly Gallagher-esque type show.
Yes.
Not watermelon juice, but maybe bubble juice.
Bubble juice. And then there will be the magic aspect. So just, again, lots of different interactive experience on stage using water, using bubbles, using soap, using colors, and magic. And so it's $15 a person for general admission. There's 4 shows starting on the 5th through the 6th, and then the VIP tickets are $25 a person. You do get a raincoat and a little meet and greet with our presenter.
Nice.
So
Good
check
deal.
that out.
Excellent. So please come out to that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's going to be a great show.
Kids and Kids at Heart, I think will love that one. And it's
Definitely.
If you and I love these because these are like, I think, they're fun and entertaining, but they're also kind of lead us down the STEM world on, it's like, see these cool things with signs do with bubbles and stuff like that. And maybe there's a kid or two that might
that's the magic part
get
of
into
it.
science and things. And next thing you know, the kid is now engineer or something because they saw a bubble show. You know what I mean? That's what I love about that.
Definitely.
So, good deal.
And you can buy those tickets. They are at holdmyticket.com.
Okay.
So you can get your tickets online. That's for the kids. In about 2 months, and I'll give you a little teaser, we are bringing the Cumbia Festival to Roswell. So we're going to have Mickey Cruz and a couple of other artists. It's going to be a dinner, dance, tacos, and tequilas, margarita bar. So again,
a lively, fun, festive night of dancing, music, and delicious food, and tequila.
And tequila. Also on holdmyticket.com. So check it out. There's lots of opportunities. If I've went through these way too fast, go to our website, roswell-nm.gov.
Yes.
And you can find all of the information online.
Again, the 2 major Roswell websites, anything city government related, your water bill, things like that, roswell-nm.gov. Anything recreation, museum, zoo stuff like that, roswellconnect.com.
Yes.
And that's where you go. And if you have questions about any of that, don't hesitate to call City Hall or shoot a message on Facebook or something like that. Which, again, I encourage you to like and follow the city government page and the tourism stuff, too. That way you can stay up to date. And don't forget the app as well.
Oh, my gosh.
There is the Roswell Connect app that you can download in your Apple Store or Google Android
Google Play,
or wherever you get that stuff. It is there. And it's a real handy guide to do everything from, see what's going on, specials at certain restaurants and businesses around town, to information about the scooters, to everything in between. It's all right there at that Roswell Connect app there too.
Yes, and that app has been so successful for us. It provided a lot of data for our UFO Festival report that we had to do. We love seeing people use it, and we love being able to see where they're from.
Yeah.
Like, it's really great. And so hopefully people are taking advantage of our alien scavenger hunt, our hidden history tours.
Yeah.
We have a mural tour on there, and we're just keep adding to it. So check it out.
Yeah, that app is as much for locals as it is for tourist visitors and things.
Yes.
So because let's face it, the local merchants and they have inside deals and things that are kind of off the path there, and so now you're kind of an insider on knowing this stuff just by downloading and utilizing that app, and it's a free app.
It's free,
go download it. I know every fast food restaurant on the planet has an app now. We all download those and utilize them. Think of this Roswell Connect as the same kind of thing, just on a bigger scale.
Yes.
So, yeah. Is there anything we missed?
I don't think so. Oh, other than Dia de los Muertos will be at the Roswell Public Library on the 29th.
If you've never been to that event, you should at least try it once. It's because it's fun and the kids love it and all that, but they do a great job of presenting the story to give you a true history and understanding of why Dia de los Muertos is what it is, why it's celebrated, how it's celebrated, what the traditions, separate the traditions and what's real from what's just perceived and sugar skulls and candies and that's all I know about it. It's like there's so much more than that to it.
More.
So come to the event. It's a free event at the library. They do the story of La Llorona, I think is.
La Llorona.
I think I might be butchering that. I apologize. I'm trying not to, but it's a really interesting thing, and that's on the 29th
at 10:30. Yeah, from 10:30 to 1. So go do that.
Yeah,
and then
it's come and go too. So if you can't be there quite at 10:30, but again, don't show up at 12:30.
Yeah,
try to get there by 11:30 at the latest.
Yes.
So
definitely.
And call the library or like and follow the Roswell Public Library's Facebook or Instagram page.
Yep.
You can stay up to date on what they've got going on too.
Yeah.
So good deal. Well, I'll let you go.
That's everything.
Handle your next meeting or next event you got to take care of, because I'm sure the list is long and distinguished that you got to do today. So
It is. Well, is it Friday yet? No, I'm just
But anything else we can do, let me know, and we'll see you here in next time.
Okay.
And appreciate the update. Everybody.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Anytime. Don't work too hard.
Thanks.
It is 8:52. Let us play some more of those delightful commercials that you love. But first, I'll give you a little news to make you feel like it's not all commercials. So here's some news, Wall Street update, and some political ads.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. State police are investigating a deadly crash south of Roswell. It happened on US 285 between Roswell and Artesia on Wednesday morning when a semi-tractor trailer rig headed south behind a Chevy pickup truck rear-ended the pickup. After the initial impact, troopers say the pickup rolled over, killing 23-year-old Luis Alberto Barunda. Barunda was a passenger in the pickup, while its driver, a 51-year-old, was seriously hurt. The driver of the 18-wheeler was not injured. Forecasters from the National Weather Service say they are not optimistic that any more significant rain will fall around southeast New Mexico anytime soon. The monsoonal downpours over the summer and last weekend's rain were not likely to provide drought relief, they said. The U.S. Drought Monitor did upgrade the area's drought conditions last week, but those conditions were likely to go back down in the coming weeks. Lee County remains in extreme drought conditions. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next couple of days. Comfortable daytime highs with high pressure covering our area. About 80 for the afternoon high today, and we should get sunshine and not too windy. For the overnight hours, it'll be clear. Our low in the mid-40s and then warming up a few degrees on Friday. We're in the low 80s with sunshine, and then looking at the weekend, mostly sunny and mild. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. A broad slide on Wall Street reversed 2 days of gains for stocks Wednesday as Treasury yields climbed to multi-year highs, tempting traders with higher returns on relatively low-risk investments. And now, with less than 10 weeks to go before Christmas 2022, major retailers, including Costco and Kohl's, are trying to sell everything from sweaters, artificial trees, and other items that had been stuck in transit or packed in warehouses during the supply chain crisis that disrupted Christmas 2021. While holding on to last year's goods is not ideal for retailers, consumers will find discounts under pressure from inflation, which hit 8.2% in September. BMW will invest $1 billion in its massive factory near Spartansburg, South Carolina, to start producing electric vehicles, and an additional $700 million to build an electric battery plant nearby. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
There's at least one thing most New Mexicans agree on. Our schools have a long way to go. That's why Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is breathing new life into public education with initiatives that support our children from their first baby steps to promising career paths. Like expanding in-home family services, early childhood and pre-K, so thousands more kids will go off to school healthy and ready to learn. And attracting new teachers by raising salaries to the highest in the Southwest. It's already paying off by recruiting hundreds of new teachers to our classrooms this year. And she is cutting teacher paperwork and administrative burdens by 41%, so they have more time to teach our children. Thanks to the governor's new Opportunity Scholarships, any New Mexican can now attend a state college for free to earn a certificate or degree in a wide range of high-demand fields. After 2 tough years, we're finally making progress in education. We can't afford to go back to the failed policies of the past.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-62 522-7907 or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
Prepare for the scare. The city of Roswell presents Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo, with spooktastic fun for the whole family, including carnival games, a bouncing castle, carousel, and of course, trick-or-treating with lots of candy. Wear your Halloween costumes and prepare for the affair of the spooky season. Admission is only $5. Kids 3 and under are free. Get tickets and more info at roswell-connect.com. Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo in Roswell. See you there.
Representative Greg Nybert has always and continues to believe in less government interference in our lives, Second Amendment rights, strong and consistent enforcement of the law, no leniency for criminals, right to life, and government spending within its means. Greg Nybert has represented House District 59 fairly and consistently. Please vote for Greg Nybert, District 59.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative, Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Come check out a favorite fall family attraction in Artesia. Heirloom Acres Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch is now open weekends in October. Get lost in the 8-acre corn maze. Pick a pumpkin straight from the patch. Take a ride on the kiddie zip line. Indulge in one of many tasty eats from the concessions. And enjoy roasting s'mores around one of our campfires. Come out weekends in October to Heirloom Acres, located 1 mile east of Artesia on Highway 82. Heirloom Acres, where you're sure to find joy this fall. Paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 8:58. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to have the folks from the Spring River Zoo talking about more in-depth than Night of the Living Zoo. But Sean, you were checking out the bubble
Dude,
we were talking about with Juanita there.
It looks amazing.
And he gave a good comparison. He says it's like Blue Man Group but with bubbles.
Exactly. It's lights, it's smoke, it's fire, it's all kinds of like music and dance and stuff. But then it's all these bubbles, like these magic bubbles. I fully recommend you go to YouTube and just type in Spheres Bubble Show trailer. And
you know the date off the top of your head?
It's November 5th and 6th, I believe.
I don't have the paper in front of me.
It's 5th and 6th. It's Saturday and Sunday.
Cool.
So, yeah.
So
get your tickets now at roswellconnect.com.
Yeah. Sounds like it's
holdmyticket.com. I'm sorry.
Because I was thinking, it's geared toward kids, but then I'm hearing it. I'm like, get the kids. I want to see this.
Yeah, dude. That's why I love having kids. It's totally an excuse to go see cool
right?
stuff.
You're kind of like, I want to see it myself.
Yep.
It won't look creepy. I've got kids.
Yeah. Well, you can go as an adult, too. It's just this is also
just
puts me
glom on with your kids.
Yeah, this puts me into that dad of the year category. Yeah. You know? Or actually, you take my kids, I'll just be in the back enjoying for myself.
No, I'm not qualified to handle other people's kids. They tend to don't let me do that. I need to be watched.
Their supervision needs to be supervised.
Yeah, they don't leave me alone.
Where's Mike? He's over by the ice cream cart. Wait, there's an ice cream cart here?
Next thing you know, I'm the one sitting there in the.
You got a chocolate mustache.
Yeah. All right, it's 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Liz Truss has resigned as British Prime Minister after just 44 days in office.
I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party.
Truss today notified King Charles that she's stepping down as the party's leader. Her low-tax economic policies triggered a financial crisis and sparked political upheaval. The BBC's Nick Erdley reports on what happens now.
Over the next week, there will be a leadership election among Conservative MPs. This is a lightning speed change. The question now is whether the Conservative Party can coalesce around another leader, whether there's anybody that can unite the party. The answer at the moment is no. And whether the party can avoid a general election.
Truss said that she will remain Prime Minister until a successor is chosen. With gas prices inching higher, President Biden once again tapping America's oil stockpile.
The Department of Energy will release another 15 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, extending our previously announced release through the month of December.
But Katie Tubb with the Heritage Foundation says the president's approach is politically motivated and short-sighted.
The SPR release to me is, I think, being understood for exactly what it is, a Band-Aid approach. that isn't talking about root problems and solutions to those root problems.
Sales of previously occupied homes fell in September for the 8th month in a row. That matches the pre-pandemic sales pace from 10 years ago, as house hunters faced sharply higher mortgage rates, higher home prices, and a tight supply of properties. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits fell last week, despite decades-high inflation. The Dow up 334. More at townhall.com.
These are tough times for everyone, so dealing with your timeshare may not be your biggest concern. But when this passes, do you still want a lifetime of payments, fees, and commitments for a timeshare you were misled into buying?
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshares and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. Give my office a call today. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call Wesley Financial now for your free information kit. 800-549-8866. That's 800-549-8866. 800-549-8866. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Moscow says it will intensify attacks against Ukraine targets.
Russia's declared its intention to increase its targeting of Ukraine's power, water and other vital infrastructure in its latest phase of the nearly 8-month-old war, while Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Moscow's forces have destroyed around 30% of the country's power stations since October 10. But Ukrainians are vowing to stand firm despite the attacks that threaten cuts in electricity, water and heat, and they've stockpiled flashlights, candles and firewood, and they have plenty of blankets and warm clothing for the encroaching cold weather. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
More unrest in the occupied West Bank. Jewish settlers stormed through a Palestinian town, throwing stones at cars and using pepper spray on military troops. The rampage took place yesterday. News and analysis at townhall.com. U.S. regulators have cleared the COVID-19 vaccine made by Novavax.
The new booster option is for people 18 and older who can't get the Pfizer or Moderna boosters for medical or accessibility reasons, or who otherwise would not get a COVID-19 booster shot at all. The Food and Drug Administration says the Novavax shot is to be used only as a first booster at least 6 months after the primary shot. The Novavax vaccine is protein-based, unlike the other COVID-19 shots available in the U.S. About 48% of Americans who received their primary vaccinations have never received a booster. Mike Hempen, Washington.
European Union leaders head into a 2-day summit with opposing views over if and how the bloc could impose a gas price cap to contain the energy crisis that's being caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Infiernos.
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Sorry, I looked up right at the moment where they were showing a screen of a screen of a screen, and I was like, whoa, what is going on there?
It's always awesome.
That's how we
dive down the rabbit hole.
That's how we did radio back in '04. But, all right, I'm going to tell this story real quick before I get down. So I saw this story this morning, and I'm like, yeah, this is more embarrassment for the team. I got put on this earth for the life. So the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
You know how you go to, like, your high school games, and they get, like, the boosters try to get you to buy 50-50 tickets. And,
right.
And they combine
Get
the
in the 50-50 raffle. We'll be doing the drawing at halftime.
Might win a couple $100 or like a basket of green chili or something like that. And, well, that's a popular thing to do across many football platforms.
Sure.
Including the National Football League.
That's mind-blowing that they would do a 50-50 on a national level.
Yes.
That's like at a stadium game, you're talking thousands of dollars.
I think it's for like season ticket holders, and it's not for the regular.
Okay.
It's for the people that have like club seats.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A little more, spend a little more coinage with the Washington franchise.
Okay.
So they put them in these drawings. So during their season opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars, they had a 50-50 raffle, and a gentleman by the name of Drew won the 50-50 raffle.
Okay.
To the tune of $14,822.
Dang.
The Washington Commanders cut my man a check for $14,822.
And he, obviously feeling pretty full of himself, pompous, walks into a bank and slaps it down and says, "Pay the man."
And that check is as rubber as your tire.
So when he slapped it down on the counter, it sprung back up and slapped him in the face.
Yes. The
It
Washington
bounced.
Commanders, an NFL franchise worth billions of dollars, bounced a $14,000 check to a fan because he won a 50-50 drawing.
That's our bad.
How embarrassing is that?
Well, in order for the check to bounce, that means their account would have to have nothing in, or at least less than $14,000.
One would assume they have more than one account, I think, for things.
Sure,
I'm
wouldn't
guessing
help.
there's a prize fund. There's a, hey, because if I'm like a player on the team, and I'm like, wait a minute, is my check going to clear?
Right. At this point, you got to start thinking, the 50-50 raffle.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe Carson's hand isn't as hurt as we thought. He was like, man, maybe his check's bouncing too.
So at least tell me they made good on it.
I'm assuming that article didn't go that far.
Of course not. It's not going to give him the credit.
Well, I think what happened was this guy went right to the media.
Oh.
He basically got his check. It bounced. And then he went right to the media and said, hey, the Commanders gave me a bounce check.
Hello, NBC News.
Yeah.
Have I got a story for you?
Which, okay, that's a bit, Bush League. But it's so Bush League that guy got a check from a National Football League football franchise. By the way, one that's supposed to be one of the more financially solvent teams in the league.
Right.
And this is going on.
Here's the thing, though. He's going to be at the next game.
And then it's bad when you got Jim Irsay, of all owners, Jim Irsay, telling you, yeah, Dan Snyder shouldn't be in the league anymore. The guy that had drunken stupors and everything else, notorious little rant sessions, is the guy saying this guy's a black mark on the NFL.
Be like OJ coming out and be like, I don't know if I trust this guy.
Yeah. And I'm like, why do I still like this team? Because it's in my DNA. It's in,
You're forced to.
It's
forced
right.
into it.
It's just like I did read the obituary. I can't remember if I did.
I believe you read it on the air.
Okay,
yes.
it's just like my uncle's obituary I read on the air last week. The man passed away, and there was more talking about his displeasure for Dan Snyder than anything else in the obituary, which I've never laughed at an obituary before. That was the first time I ever laughed reading an obituary.
I can really appreciate anybody who's going to go out, who knows they're going out, and goes out on a laugh.
Yeah. Now, on all fairness, my uncle had nothing to do with writing that.
Sure.
I'm sure that was my cousin Roxanne.
Sure.
That sounds like her personality.
There
to
is
me.
a headstone currently standing in South Park Cemetery that makes me at least smile every time I go past it. And it's near Roxy's, and it just says, "Told you I was sick." It's pretty good. I mean,
I can appreciate that kind of humor. Whether it's the person 6 feet under or the family in which put that person there, I can appreciate. I ain't gonna lie. like when you go to like Tombstone, these type places, and you get to that cemetery, here lies less, no more. Those kind of, I love those.
You know, Leslie Nielsen actually, his headstone is he went out on a fart joke.
Did he?
Yeah, his headstone reads "Let her rip."
I just want to wish you all good luck. We're all counting.
We're all counting on you.
All right, we have actual.
It's a big hole in the ground with a body in it, but that's not important right now.
Then I can go Lloyd Bridges and I love a good funeral.
Jump, Jesus!
They're back. Don't they have respect for the dead? Oh man! All right, we do have an actual guest, an interview, and all of that good stuff. We got the folks from the Spring River Zoo going to join us here in just a few minutes, giving us an update on what's going on in the zoo, but mainly wanting to invite everyone out to the Night of the Living Zoo evening events, the 28th and 29th from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Spring River Zoo there. So
prepare for the scare.
Hey, I know that voice.
Oh, it's that guy.
You're my GPS voice guy. That's how my GPS sounds. Take a left here.
Hang a right at the fork.
I ain't gonna lie. When there was that rumors about Mr. T doing like Tom or something,
yeah,
I was like, I kind of want Mr. T telling me how to get around. I said, go in the left lane, fool.
Well, Samuel L. Jackson did it too. That sounds delightful.
It would. The only problem would be is sometimes if you're kind of in an area where it's a little congested and you're trying to pay close attention,
right?
All right, is it this lane or this lane I need to? And you got that going on, that might add to the
it would definitely make a tense situation a little more tense.
Yeah.
Stop yelling at me. I'm doing the best I can. You're just white knuckled, bumper to bumper.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, Roy.
I have a continuation from or correction from from yesterday.
Okay.
You're talking about the Princess Bride sequel or remake?
Yes.
And I looked that up and I couldn't find it anywhere.
It's really bad.
And
it does exist.
And that one NBA player,
George
Murson, yeah. He only made like 2 movies. It was My Giant and something else.
And it was the Princess Bride sequel.
I only ever saw him in My Giant.
Yeah, Princess Bride sequel was the second one.
Yeah, I couldn't like it was not
because
on the
it's
internet.
an embarrassment. They probably tried to bury it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's probably the same place where George Lucas's Christmas special is.
It's sitting in that same spot as the Christmas Story sequel is.
Apparently, there's a TV remake though, like a miniseries that's directed by the guy who did Ghostbusters Afterlife, the Jason Reitman.
Ah,
really?
Oh, yeah, Jason. That's Ivan Reitman's son.
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I saw.
Okay.
On IMDb.
I did not know that.
Well, Jason Reitman had to earn his chops, and
Yeah.
You have
somewhere.
to do a few stinkers before you get to the good stuff.
He did a Juno, I think.
Well, I'm sure he did.
He did indie films.
Yeah. Well, I think the Christmas Story 2 or whatever one he's supposed to do too.
Well, ever since the reassignment surgery, I don't know if you know this, but we don't talk about Juno. No.
I've never seen that movie.
It ain't great.
Good.
It's not bad. It's
I'm
just
not missing
great.
nothing. All right. Give me those names, by the way, Roy. It is 9:14. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next couple of days. Comfortable daytime highs with high pressure covering our area. About 80 for the afternoon high today, and we should get sunshine and not too windy. For the overnight hours, it'll be clear. Our low in the mid-40s and then warming up a few degrees on Friday. We're in the low 80s with sunshine, and then looking at the weekend, mostly sunny and mild. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 54 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 75%. Winds are actually calm at the moment. Kind of nice. That will change later. Not for the next couple days, but by Sunday, that will be an issue. But not today. Sunny, 81 for a high today. North winds at around 5 miles per hour. Clear tonight with an overnight low of 47 degrees. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. For your Friday, nice day tomorrow, sunny skies, a high of 82. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 to 10. For Friday night, clear skies, overnight low of 51. So maybe a light jacket for football Friday. Winds still pretty calm, 5 to 10 out of the west. Saturday, a little warmer actually, mostly sunny, 84 for a high, southwest winds 5 to 10 in the morning. They'll pick up 10 to 15 for Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, partly cloudy and an overnight low of 56. Sunday, it's going to remain in the 80s, 81 for a high, but it's going to be windy and mostly sunny. And then Sunday night, we have a chance of rain, breezy with an overnight low of 50 with a 20% chance of showers. And then we're going to see a little bit dip, or quite a big dip, actually, in the temps. We'll go from 81 on Monday or Sunday to 68 with a 20% chance of rain under mostly sunny skies on Sunday and Monday there. So it'll change a little bit, but enjoy the weather while we got the next few days here. All right, it is 9:17. We're going to take about a 4-minute break, and then on the other side, we're going to have John Wright and Renee Puckett with the Spring River Zoo here, talking all about the big Night of the Living Zoo event coming up here in about a week and a half or so. So that's coming up. Don't go away.
I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. As a former policewoman, I put on my Kevlar vest, uniform, gun belt, grabbed my 12-gauge shotgun, jumped into my police car, and hit the city streets to keep you safe. I want to do the same for you in Washington. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th because our families deserve safe cities, a secure border, and lower gas prices.
Donate today at GarciaHolmesForCongress.com. Paid for by Michelle Garcia Holmes for Congress.
Nutrient Ag Solutions, formerly Crop Production Services, is the world's largest supplier of crop inputs and services and is helping growers feed the future. While providing superior customer service, you can rely on Nutrien to deliver safe products on time to any location. If you need it, they have it. Nutrien understands your business and your needs. It's central to who they are. For more information on products and services, call Nutrient Ag Solutions, formerly Crop Production Services, at 575-748-3510. Nutrien, feeding the future.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Now through October 31st, all new customers who sign up for Plateau True Fiber Internet will receive their first 3 months of internet for free. With Plateau True Fiber, you have no data caps, no hidden fees, and symmetrical upload and download internet speeds. And right now, when new customers use offer code RSWTRA and visit in-store or call 877-752-8328, you will get your first 3 months of Plateau True Fiber Internet for free. That's up to $240 in savings. Plateau True Fiber. Tried, true, trusted. Offer is redeemable only for new Roswell customers in Plateau Fiber eligible zones. Must sign up for 1-year fiber internet agreement.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keanu Caraballi Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and
Being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
Or snicker, I don't care. It's your life. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Spring River Zoo, Renee Puckett's in the middle. So I'll say Renee Puckett joining us first. Also, Jason Wright and Kevin Wilson as well. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning, Mike. How's life at the zoo this morning?
It is awesome. That brisky morning dew on the grass. The animals being a little bit more active than they are traditionally in the heat of the summer.
I'm kind of curious. I know we'll talk about the event here and everything, but I'm kind of curious, sir. Is it very regimented routine at the zoo? I mean, because there's feeding schedules, there's schedules to do. So is it almost like, okay? Is it kind of like running a train schedule, running the zoo life a little bit?
Yes and no. That's one of the things I like about it. It's not an office job all the time, and it's not a routine all the time. But it is important, much like getting your kids ready for school.
Yeah.
Every day you kind of you come in, they got to get their clothes on, got to get their lunch made, and drive them off to school. But in those hours, there's the subtleties that are different.
Sure.
So we kind of do the same thing. But yeah, the keepers and I get there at 7 o'clock. We have our little powwow, and about 7:15, we're out the door checking on all the animals, getting them ready for the morning feed, and getting everything set up to open their gates at 10.
Gotcha.
And then, the course of the day, they're doing cleaning, dietary prep, and then they feed at the end of the day, bring them in, and we close the gates.
And obviously, if there's an animal that has a doctor's appointment or something that needs done, then the procedures are in place to do.
Yep. We schedule those regular routines, as well as if an animal needs any special treatment, we contact our veterinarians.
That's what we were, and since you guys are here, you can explain a lot better. When we had Juanito on last hour, we were just kind of talking a little bit about the event, but we were kind of saying, they're going to be doing some of the enrichment stuff out at the Night of Living Zoo, where they get treats, their treats and things, but that's all part of not just the enrichment, part of their training and things. And so and we were talking a little bit about this, which you guys are obviously more qualified to talk about, but like when you feed the mountain lions and things, you do it a certain way, but that's also the same tactics used to get it ready for a veterinary appointment, or if it's got a medical procedure. So it's fun enough for us to watch this stuff, but it's all pretty important on establishing those relationships with the animals and getting them to trust the zookeepers, and likewise the zookeepers kind of understanding, what the personalities of these animals a little bit.
No, I think it's important that people understand it's just not about shoveling poo and throwing food. We are concerned with their animal welfare. So we do things like training, which is referred to as operative conditioning. Much getting the animals or even our kids used to the certain behaviors and certain requests. And that allows us to do voluntary assessments of them. And when the vet's there, we're not having to always immobilize an animal to do an assessment. So it's all cooperative. But in the process of learning those behaviors, it's engaging their mind, and they're trying to figure that out. So that helps with that aspect. As far as enrichment goes, it's just changing up the days and things like that. So, do we go up to the mountains this weekend? It's a change of behavior and whatnot for our family, but we want to change up their environment. Sometimes we add different things to their exhibits and whatnot just to break it up.
Sure. Make it, what's their home? They're there 24/7 and it's their home and we're just visiting.
Yep.
Which, by the way, we'd love to invite everyone out to come visit here for the big annual Night of the Living Zoo event. It's a two-night event. It's going to be the Friday and Saturday before Halloween, the 28th and 29th, 5 to 9 p.m. And if you haven't been to years past, make this one your first one. Come out. It's a big fun night of trick or treating, and visiting booths, and of course seeing the animals and all the fun. It's just a lot of fun out at the zoo in a Halloween setting, pretty much.
I do want to say that we will be closing the last entry to get in is at 8 o'clock because it takes an hour or more to get through it. So
we generally figure takes about an hour.
Yeah, so it is come and go, but like we said, we're gonna last admissions will be that last hour, 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime between 5 and 8, come on in. But the event will be going till 9. So if you get there at 7:50, you got a good hour of sightseeing and eating and having fun before you pack it up for the night there. So talk about a little bit about some of the different events and some of the different things that kids and families can do if they go either that Friday or Saturday.
It's going to be more of a, you'll enter in and then you will go walk the grounds of the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
There will be booths set up throughout the whole zoo with, decorations and different themed decorations throughout. The carousel will be open. We'll have bounce houses.
And it's a special themed carousel. It's not the regular old, just cool antique carousel. It's with a twist this time.
Yes.
So.
You have to come and see what it is.
That thing's almost as historic as the zoo and things in Roswell in itself. That carousel's a great treasure to this community. And so when you get to see it, do it in other forms and fashions. So to me, it's kind of worth the price of admission, which is only $5, just to go see that carousel and everything else too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say something about parking too. We're going to be, because it's, we only have that front parking area. We're going to be extending the parking lot into the park.
Okay.
So, just so everybody knows when they
available.
come that there's additional parking, and there will be cones set up. So when you come in, just follow the cones for parking.
Good deal. Yeah, and because again, this is a good problem to have. It's that in years past the event gets so popular that and though there's a decent sized parking lot at the zoo there, it gets full, and so they've worked that into account for this year, and they're going to have some additional parking. So just like you said, when you get there, follow the cones, follow the signs, follow the directions, and they'll get you parked, no problem, and then you can come on in and enjoy.
And also, we'll have 3 lines set up. We'll have our pre-sales. If you've purchased tickets online, we'll have a line for that. We're going to have cash line, and then we're going to have a credit card lines.
Very good. Juanita gave a tip last hour and said it might be best if you get advance tickets. That way,
it'll be quicker
because it gets busy. There's a lot of people come. It's a fun event. There's a lot of people like it, and so it's kind of it's like. It's kind of like restaurants. If you always see a bunch of fire trucks sitting out a restaurant, you're like, that's probably a good restaurant, a bunch of fire. Same kind of thing. If you see a bunch of people there, it's probably because there's a lot of fun. So there's a reason for that. So
yeah, last year we had 1,800 people. We're predicting more this year as well as we grow.
Excellent. So be prepared for that and save yourself a little bit of time. That way you got more time to go and see the animals and see the exhibits and do everything. If you go to roswellconnect.com, there you can get your advance tickets. Again, they're only $5, so it's very affordable. But just save especially if you're wrangling a family and you got a bunch of kids, and I know how that works. So, wait, hold on, we'll get some ice cream in a minute. All that.
Right.
This will speed up that process a little bit by getting your advance tickets. That way you can get in the express line, so to speak, and go right on through. But if you space out and forget to get advance, no problem. You can get tickets at the gate, but be aware. It might take you a little bit longer to get through the process there.
Right.
And Mike, anybody who's doing accounting, we also want to remind you that it's free for children 3 and under.
Okay.
So if you've got the kids that are 3 and under, you don't have to add them to the $5 tab.
There you go. Save that. And here's the thing too. If you want to pay more than $5, this all goes back to the zoo. This is a fundraising event for the needs of that zoo, to take care of the animals and all of that good stuff. That's needed more often than not. So please, if you're like, want to make a donation of, here's $5, but here's 20. That would be great, because in essence, all of that goes back to helping the animals, helping the zoo, and making the zoo a better place. As folks know, the city with the master plan and everything else, a lot has been upgraded, changed, updated out at the zoo. If you haven't been out there in a while, you probably won't recognize. I mean, you will, but it's going to look a little different, because there's a lot of amenities and a lot of things that have been upgraded, and more to come too. We're just scratching the surface. There's more on the highway, down the highway here, but it's come support it. Come have fun and everything. But that $5 donation is really helpful to help that zoo grow and get bigger and better.
Well, one of the things we want to talk about helping and making the event better, as well as the zoo, is always the need for volunteers.
Okay.
So for this event, we do need volunteers. One of the things, through the gracious support of our sponsors, we're able to actually have non-for-profits be there and have their booth sponsored by a company.
Okay.
So we're actually still looking for 5 non-for-profits in the area to man a booth for us.
Okay.
That takes care of our volunteer needs, but it lets them get out into the community. So we already do have a few volunteer booths already taken by some of our non-for-profit groups.
Okay.
But we're also extending that invitation. We have 5 spots, and they just need to contact the zoo or Renee.
Okay.
And we'll get them on the list.
Probably do it sooner than later because we're about a week and a half away
yeah.
from this event. So they probably appreciate if you let them know this week as opposed to next week.
Yes,
So.
the sooner the better because it's a first come, first serve opportunity.
But yeah, it is a great opportunity. You're going to have a lot of people out there, a lot of folks. And if you're trying to get your nonprofit on the map a little bit or trying to, get more volunteers or get more something, you've got a pretty good audience that maybe you can talk to and present your message to.
Yeah, the zoo is part of a greater community, and that's why we want to promote non-for-profits and our connections with the community.
Yeah.
Is an asset that I strive to be.
Well, and it all goes hand in hand. This is the stuff that makes our community better. It's when we talk about draws, and you always hear, oh, we want to bring more people to our community, the jobs, and we look at your law enforcement, your hospitals, your teachers, they're all wanting to bring more people here. Well, guess what? They have to do their part and offer good salaries and do that. But the other part people look at is, well, what am I going to do when I'm not working? What's going to, and things like the zoo are that, they got a great zoo. They got this awesome recreation aquatic center. Look at how many museums are in this town. That's the kind of stuff that people say, that's where I want to put roots down. So that's why this zoo is important. That's why.
No, I agree.
Absolutely.
And I talked to some of our sponsors, General Airframe Isaac there. He, if you're recruiting people to come and live here, he wants good quality people. Our enrichment services or those quality of life entities are really what helps draw new people in.
Absolutely.
It was one of the parts of my decision to move here as well. What else is there to do?
Proof's in the pudding right here.
Right?
But again, it's October 28th and 29th, 5 to 9 p.m. The last admittance will be 8 o'clock both Friday and Saturday night. Again, do yourself a favor. Go to roswellconnect.com. Pre-order your tickets. They're only $5 a piece. And that way, when you get there either Friday or Saturday or both nights, if you want to do a 2-nighter, you can just roll right up through the express line and then you're off having fun. But if you're kind of, I don't know what we're doing this weekend, there's a lot going on, and then it turns out, oh, we got some time, come on down to the zoo and come participate, come have fun. Come in costume, don't have to come in costume, whatever you want to do. Just come and have some fun.
Mike, what's your costume going to be?
I'm sometimes I want to go like Poppy, like one year I wanted to do the Tiger King thing, and this year I think I'm more, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of stumped. Maybe I'll be Dan Snyder.
I feel like you're running out of time. That's next week.
I am. Well, wait till Christmas.
He can be that guy from Up.
What are you going to be, John?
Huh?
What are you going to be?
The zoo director.
Well, you think this is late? Wait till you see me at Christmas. That's when I do my best lateness. But let me talk a little bit about being a member of the Friends of the Zoo and all that. Talk, kind of give folks a little bit of background and say, hey, if you want to get more involved with the zoo, there's lots of great opportunity. If you're one of the, if maybe you're a younger person that interested in zoo life or veterinary work and things, come volunteer and you get to see behind the scenes of some of that stuff.
Yeah, there are some great organizations that support some of the city's effort. Joe Nebb just actually had a city hall town forum that talked about the library, the museum, and the zoo, and our supportive groups. Our friends of the Spring River Zoo do fundraising events during the year, and we do Brew at the Zoo and Oktoberfest. We didn't do it this year mainly because the vendors or the beer providers kind of backed out because they just had trouble with staffing.
You barely had enough people.
Exactly. So those are some of the challenges, but we do rely so much on our friends for their support and doing their fundraising. It's an alternative funding source for the zoo to actually raise money for specific projects. I wanted to talk a little bit about our bear project. Getting anonymous donors to help us out specifically for things that they feel is important is kind of key. And we do have a list of things. I do appreciate people noticing things getting better to zoo, but that's only through the help of the community, of the government, and of our friends supporting those efforts. So if you're interested, just reach out to the zoo. What I'm actually doing is we're actually recruiting to bring on a few new board members, people that really want to make a difference in the community as well as the zoo. And we just want to give them a little bit of a background, where we are financially, our budget, projects that we have, opportunities to help. And I always say, when you're belonging to an organization, you need one of the 3 W's: work, wisdom, or wealth. And so if you have one of those skill sets, those are things that we can do. So,
and people with passion can get a lot done. And that's, and really that's, I'd be honest, that how the zoo's probably been around all these years is because people with a passion have strived to keep it going, and it takes more of that. And it's great to see now that, with the master plan that I think it was 2016 or whenever they start, it's great to see that the city's saying, you know what, we need to invest. This is an asset to this community. And that's what's been going on the last 6, 10 years, 8 years here with this zoo, and way more to come. I know I'd be very anxious to when the Leprino and that stuff starts getting done out there, and that partnership there, that's going to bring a lot to the zoo.
Well, I need to mention that we just signed a contract. So kind of our goal is to kind of do a meeting with community investors, if you will, or community interest people, just to kind of get their feedback, because this isn't a zoo that John wants to build. This is a zoo that we feel needs to reflect the community, and getting the community input on some of those elements we include is very important. So when we actually have that public meeting set up, we'll put an invite. We'll invite certain people and just kind of try to get a little bit of feedback. But that's going to be the first step of really fundamentally transforming the zoo. We've been working really, really hard to resolve a lot of the other issues with animal welfare, the condition of the zoo, doing things that I refer to, the things you don't see, that make everything better. But we're getting ready to do things that people can see.
Absolutely. And that's real quick. I do, we talk about, the animals and things. These, from my understanding, these are all animals that are rescues and things that are, these are animals that they would probably not be alive had humans not intervened and helped out here. So is that pretty accurate for all the
that has
there?
Historically been the case.
Yeah.
The challenge comes down to is if we have a collection totally full of rehab animals, we can be perceived by our detractors that we were the ones who did it. So we do believe, and we work with Desert Willow Wildlife Rehabilitation down in Carlsbad.
A great organization.
And so we help them out, and they help us out when we need an animal specifically to it. But we're working on a collection plan that brings in animals that are not native, that may not be rehabilitated, but also serve a value for conservation education, and to give people something a little bit different. We will still continue to serve and help out those rehabilitated animals. But we have to kind of strike that right balance.
Expand it. Well, and let's face it, a zoo, yes, we want that part where it's preserving and educate, but there is that education side, and let's face it, if it's all animals native here, I mean, it's like, well, I could just go in the woods and see some of this. And it's like, no, I'm seeing animals that are from different continents or different parts of this continent that you don't get to see in our neck of the woods. And, granted, we have a lot of weird stuff in our part that we could probably take to other zoos and be like, I've never seen that thing. Vinegrum, what is that thing? But you know what I mean? And so to me, that's, if you got kids, how many chances do you get to see an animal that's from Africa or from South America?
Well, part of our collection plan is I want to tie it into Roswell. You're right. There are some weird animals out there that people rarely see. So I kind of want to do an area called Animals of This World or Out of This World. That just look a little bit odder than normal. There's a lemur called an eye with a super long finger. There's something called a Jacobson sheep, which has those 4 horns. There's a variety of insects. So it's all that potential of like, where's that animal from?
Interesting. And all earmarked, these special or unique things are earmarked for one skill set or one
those adaptations.
There.
Yeah. And we'll still have the traditional African. Eventually we'll get the African, Australians, North and South America, Asian animals, all a part of that. But we realize that it's always good for people to know what's in their backyard as well. And so that will be part of our collection, especially up in the North American section as well.
Very cool. So, again, this is what we're talking about. By you coming out and having fun and trick-or-treating and riding the carousel and visiting the booths, you're having a good time supporting the community, but you're also setting the table for the next generation of the zoo and getting this next phase and getting it to a place where it becomes a draw where, the people don't just come for aliens, they're coming to the zoo too. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we'll do the aliens, but I want to see the zoo, and that's where we're getting to. And so come have fun. And if you'd like to be a friend of the zoo or join to volunteer, please ask questions, come out on one of those nights, talk to some of the staff, or like you said, reach out to the Facebook page or something. It's like, hey, I heard you guys on the radio, and I heard you need volunteers. I'd like to learn about some of that. Reach out, and they'll be happy.
If they reach out, they'll get a call back from me personally.
Yeah, it's because, and that's another thing I always say too, for people that complain about things. I'm like, what are you doing to help it then, other than complaining about it? And to be honest, that's where I say, and unfortunately, in the political world we live in, you got a lot of people who like to just spread messages and things without facts or information sometimes, and we just believe it. And so I love that, the zoo and everyone else is like, no, this is what's really going on here, and we're showing you, and we want you to come see what we're doing here, and that's what it's all about in this event here. So I know there's a lot in the online and all this about stuff at the zoo and this and that. See it for yourself. Don't read some Facebook post that someone may or may not have even seen the zoo wrote.
Or it's from 5 years ago.
Or it's from, outdated. Exactly.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a little girl and whatnot, and she was referring to the video.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that was 5 years ago. Have you changed in 5 years? Well, yeah. Well, so have we.
Sure.
So,
and let's face it, it was one of those things we're trying to help is what we help, but, if there's no money, there's no resources, you do the best of what you got with what you got. And that's, you know what I mean? And that's, so the bear's here or whatever, this is what we do to take care of it. So.
Yeah, well, and I'm here and our staff, and we've brought in other people to kind of give us an idea how best to use the resources with the finance so that we're spending taxpayers' money wisely and not just spending it and then spending more later. We're actually coming up with a plan to have those solutions.
Yeah.
So complaints to solutions to make the welfare of our animals better. What I try to tell people is what we're doing temporarily for the bears is to make it better for them while we get ready to design a new bear exhibit to make it great for them.
Sure. And this is all going that direction. So it's good things.
Yep.
So get on board and help support this next stuff and help be a part of the growth in the next generation of the Spring River Zoo here. So I mean to get all down the soapbox. It just kind of ended up that way. But point is, I'll bring it back here. Come on out, Night of Living Zoo. It's going to be a fun night. Bring the whole family. Again, it's family fun, so it's the fun kind of spooky and Halloween. It's you don't have to worry about the realistic type. Some people get way into Halloween. It's not going to be.
We try to tell people it is a traditional scary stuff, but not the blood, guts, and gore.
Yes, yeah, it's your garden variety ghouls, goblins, and zombies.
Exactly.
Not your next level. Hollywood versions.
Correct. we want repeat customers.
Right. we don't want to Night of Living Zoo, not the scary to not come back zoo. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Bring the whole family. Bring the kids. Come ready to have fun. Come ready to eat a bunch of candy. Take home a bunch of candy. And like you said, you've got 5 more booths for nonprofits. If there's any nonprofit organizations out there that would like to set up a booth at the fair that can have just for information, if a nonprofit's interested in putting a booth out, is there certain expectations that you guys want from them to either give, or what's some of the requirements you guys are asking
with even our sponsors? So even if there's somebody out there that wants to sponsor a booth for $500, they basically what we do is we tell them we give you a table, 2 chairs, and the candy for your $500. So the fact that businesses have sponsored these non-for-profits, they already have the candy. We just ask them to man their booth.
Gotcha.
And that they're there for both nights.
Okay.
Basically from 5 to 9-ish.
Okay.
Or sorry, really 4 to 9-ish because they got to set up.
Set up and everything.
We ask that they decorate, but more importantly is that they share their message, their mission with the community so they can hand out informational ballots and things like that. Yeah, even our businesses, they can hand out swag along with the candy and things like that. But it's an active fundraiser for us. But if you want to draw interest to your door as a business or interest to a fundraiser that they're doing, you can send out those little flyers or QR codes or whatever to draw people to your mission, to your cause later on a different day than what we're doing. So it's just a really opportunity to talk about what United Way does, what the Boy Scouts do, Down syndrome, all these other groups in the area that do good things.
Yeah. And a lot of them actually, as organizations, use the zoo as part of their activities and their nonprofit work too. I know for many years the Down syndrome, when they do their buddy walks and stuff, it was always out at the zoo, and that was kind of a tradition. It's like, oh, it's that weekend, we're going to the zoo for buddy walk. You know what I mean? It's kind of the zoo's been home to many of our organizations, events and things like that over the years.
Yeah, it's that bridge to the community that we're trying to reestablish and really enhance, because we are a treasure of the community. But by the same token as we wouldn't be that treasure without the community. So it's our way of giving back and trying to work with those organizations while still meeting the rules and regulations that we have to follow for government.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't been out to the zoo recently, it's one of those great places that's got green grass and trees, and it doesn't look like we live in a desert all the time. So if you're wanting, you know what I mean, it's a nice, like if you're looking for that getaway, I like someone like me who grew up in Maryland, this is beautiful and everything, but sometimes once in a while it's like, this reminds me more of home, something where there's green and things like that. And the zoo's one of those places around here where you sit out there on a bench at, in the park part or whatever, and you're just like, okay, this could be, Virginia, or it could be, New York, or, you could be anywhere here. And I love that part of the zoo too. It's a bit of an escape from as much as it's part of Roswell, it's a bit of escape from Roswell.
Well, and that's a great discussionary point that I'd like to bring up a little bit is the zoo for tourists or locals? And yes, both.
The answer is yes. Yeah.
Even our locals need an escape. Mm-hmm. Even our visitors who come here for an escape.
Yeah.
The zoo can also provide that escape and transport you to those other countries and to those other things, like you mentioned, no matter where you're at.
This is why the city offers the free weekend every month for not just at the zoo, but at the museums and well too. So take advantage of those free weekends. They don't line them up so when the museum's having their free one, the zoo's not having. They try to space them out so that you get a chance to hit them all. But please take advantage of those free weekends at the zoo. Because I get it, money's tight, especially nowadays and things, and so you're trying to do stuff for your family and go to the Roswell Connect website, or even the city's government website, roswell-nm.gov, and look at the calendars and things, and I'll tell you what dates. It's usually is it second for the zoo?
It's the first for the zoo, second for the museum.
Second Saturday. I got it backwards. Yeah. So usually that first Saturday of the month is the free weekend for the free Saturday for the zoo. So come out and take advantage of that. But in the meantime, come on out the 28th, 29th. Again, go get tickets in advance. RoswellConnect.com. That's, again, and if you want to learn more about getting like a pool pass or any of that kind of stuff, you'll also go to that website for that too.
Yes.
So, is there anything we missed? Anything you guys wanted to share, or anything that we wanted to cover that I just got sidetracked on or didn't get a chance to talk about?
No, but it does bring up an opportunity that we need to be visiting more often.
Love to have you guys come in.
All
I'd
right.
love to get updated. Maybe we can set something up for at least quarterly, if not monthly.
Yeah,
Come
we can do
in
that.
and visit, and maybe even bring an animal from time to time. And
We could look into that,
If that's don't leave the bear, please.
We can't bring the bear. I've checked into this. We cannot bring the bear.
I always say you can only do that one time.
Right, yeah. I'm the only bear, and I'm just kidding. But yeah, some of the more portable animals might be kind of fun.
Yeah, our
to do.
educational collection.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. We have fun. And if they're extra poopy, we'll give them to Sean.
Okay.
Just to keep them in that room. They had a big breakfast before they come on. Thank you guys, appreciate it. And
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for what you guys do at the zoo too. We have a great facility out there, and it's because of people like you making that happen.
Our pleasure, Mike.
Thank you guys, appreciate it. It is 9:49. Man, this whole show is just like flying by today. Let's do this. Let's pause for news and more political ads, because we have them, and you get to hear them because they actually pay us money to do that. Yeah. So even the ones you don't like, we got to play. So those are coming up, and then we'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. State police are investigating a deadly crash south of Roswell. It happened on US 285 between Roswell and Artesia on Wednesday morning when a semi-tractor trailer rig headed south behind a Chevy pickup truck rear-ended the pickup. After the initial impact, troopers say the pickup rolled over, killing 23-year-old Luis Alberto Barunda. Barunda was a passenger in the pickup, while its driver, a 51-year-old, was seriously hurt. The driver of the 18-wheeler was not injured. Forecasters from the National Weather Service say they are not optimistic that any more significant rain will fall around southeast New Mexico anytime soon. The monsoonal downpours over the summer and last weekend's rain were not likely to provide drought relief, they said. The U.S. Drought Monitor did upgrade the area's drought conditions last week, but those conditions were likely to go back down in the coming weeks. Lee County remains in extreme drought conditions. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
You were created by God to do something. You're not created to sit on your ass and live off other people's hard work. And that's what John Fetterman has done. So that's why I'm in Pennsylvania. This election is just too important. Pennsylvania, if you vote for this guy, you deserve him. And when he destroys Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth, the way he destroyed Braddock, you have nobody to blame but yourself. And I'm never coming back. I don't care how much I love Philly cheesesteaks. I'm not coming back because you have just committed economic suicide if you elect John Fetterman. He is a phony. He is a liar. He is corrupt to the core. And I'm sick and tired of the media in this state giving him a free pass.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
You know, there's something about fall that makes me want my house to feel more like a home, right? Now, that's why my fall project is new custom window treatments from Blinds.com. Now, a fall home refresh doesn't need to be a hassle. Ordering online should not mean sacrificing style or service. And our friends at Blinds.com, they have a premium selection of blinds and shades and shutters and drapes. Shipping is always free. Go to Blinds.com right now. Save up to 40% off site-wide. Blinds.com. Save up to 40% off site-wide. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next couple of days. Comfortable daytime highs with high pressure covering our area. About 80 for the afternoon high today, and we should get sunshine and not too windy. For the overnight hours, it'll be clear. Our low in the mid-40s and then warming up a few degrees on Friday. We're in the low 80s with sunshine, and then looking at the weekend, mostly sunny and mild. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston. There's more evidence that U.S. air travel is roaring back from pandemic lows in early 2020. American Airlines is reporting a $483 million profit for the third quarter as planes were mostly full and fares were higher over the summer months. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits fell last week.
The Labor Department reports jobless claims for the week ending October 15th declined by 12,000 to 214,000 from 226,000 last week. The 4-week moving average rose by 1,250 to 212,250. The numbers remain historically low even as the U.S. economy slows in the midst of decades-high inflation.
That's correspondent Jeremy House reporting. Stocks were trading higher in mid-morning trading. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Greg Clugston.
I've heard it said, speaking my mind is easy, speaking it tactfully, not so much. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
Proverbs 15:15 says, a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare. Sometimes my greatest accomplishment is keeping my mouth shut. There are times when we argue that it would be easy to lash out. So I have a choice to make. I can either feed the fire or quench it with my words.
Julie and I have learned there's going to be arguments, but we've learned to fight and argue not to be right, but to get the situation right.
So the next time you're in an argument, try saying something kind from a genuine heart to bring peace in your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and early detection saves lives. Take care of yourself by staying up to date on your mammograms at Artesia General Hospital. Their 3D mammography brings you the most accurate technology with your comfort and convenience in mind. Appointments average just 15 minutes. If you're a woman over age 40, you don't need a doctor's referral to schedule a mammogram. Remember, early detection saves lives. Request your appointment today at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
Republicans and Democrats are pulling together to elect District Judge Eileen Reardon. Why? 32 years of legal experience, over 25 years experience in water law, including the Pecos River, Capitan Basin, the Ogallala Aquifer, and the Carlsbad Irrigation District. She was born and raised and educated right here in New Mexico, graduated from NMSU and UNM Law School. Vote for 5th District Court Judge Eileen Reardon, Division I, Eddie Lee and Chavez County. Paid for by the Committee to elect Judge Reardon. Steve McCutcheon, Treasurer.
I'm Judge Reardon, and I approve this message.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:57. About ready to wrap up the shoe here for today.
There we go.
Oh, that's what they move mics around.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that's got a 4 on it. That's gotta do the old cakewalk.
That's the thing with these spider mics. They get. Like when we had the big tall ones, you can kind of follow me.
Yeah.
He's spider on me, and I'm like, is that 1 or 4?
And it happens every time I'm in your seat. I'm always like, when I'm starting to hear, I go 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Just so I know, because that one's labeled. None of these are.
Yeah. And I think you labeled that one.
I did just so we'd have a setting off point.
I gotta be honest. I'm surprised it's still sticking.
Same. Just shows how often that mic actually gets used.
Well, actually, pretty often.
Well, four does get used more than 2.
4 and 3 are our 2 heavies.
3 is the heavy hitter.
Yeah. 1's the heaviest.
Well, yeah, one's the big dog, but
3 and 3
second
and 4
banana is
are
number 3.
3 and 4 are the big.
This is riveting conversation.
Hey everybody, come see how important my microphone
Mike
is.
Talk with Mike himself, the Mike.
Oh man!
By the way, come on out and join me this afternoon.
Oh, you're gonna be
2 to 5 p.m.
Artesia, yeah.
If you want to jump a city over, I'll be at Smile Expressions for their 50th birthday.
What time are you gonna be there?
Sorry, Dr. Keon. From 2 to 5.
2 to 5.
Yeah, celebrating their 50th birthday.
Come for the smiles, stay for the expressions.
That's right. Be food and stuff,
and dental floss,
and lots of floss.
Do you think like the food's like jerky,
peanut
and things
brittle
that get stuck in your teeth?
Yeah. Just Butterfingers on demand.
Here's some toffee.
Right.
Here's some beef jerky. Mm-hmm. All denture friendly.
Oh yeah, totally.
Here's some corn on the cob.
Remember, Dr. Keon, after I got these put in officially for the last time, he goes, so don't eat crunchy stuff. I'm like, well, for how long? He's like, no, you just don't eat crunchy stuff
ever
anymore. I don't not do it. I mean, I have them now. I have to use it. I have to use them. But crunchy stuff is sort of why I got these things.
Well, there's a whole world of crunchy.
There's
stuff.
a whole world of crunchy stuff. But I've had to limit it for sure.
Man.
But that being said,
he has dreams of Captain Crunch.
Mm-hmm. Actually, no. Weirdly, I was never a huge Captain Crunch fan. I do like the Oops All Berries.
Yeah,
Captain Crunch itself just cuts up the roof of your mouth.
I did. I was more of the Frankenberry and more in that Count Chocula.
People are always like, I like the cereal stays crispy. It's like, no, I want my cereal to get soggy. That's not great.
We got to go. Have an amazing day. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jason Walker. British Prime Minister Liz Truss stepping down following 6 weeks of a rough and tumble term in which her policies triggered some turmoil in financial markets and a rebellion in her party. Truss says though she is proud of the mandate, she attempted to carry out a low-tax, high-growth economy.
I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
And Truss says she will remain in office until a successor is chosen. Also at townhall.com, with the midterm elections just a couple of weeks away now, two groups combining forces to ensure that elderly voters are heard and protected. AMAC